The Bear Claw at midfield of Punkunnel Stadium is looking a little tattered and a little worn because we are midway through the season, the high school football season. But while the Bear Claw and the paint is starting to get worn down, the football team at Bend High is starting to look good. Very good, in fact. The Lava Bears on top of the Intermountain Conference, in a position to win another conference title, getting ready to go to the state playoffs again, and they look very, very tough to beat this time of year. My name is Mike Smith, folks, and you're watching COTV, live Friday night high school football on Bend Cable Channel 11. Tonight, the Bend High Lava Bears taking on the Grants Pass Cavemen. It's not an IMC game, but it's going to be a doozy. This is one of the best teams in the state of Oregon. Driving up here to Central Oregon to take on your Lava Bears. Kickoff just a few minutes away. COTV Friday Night Football. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's high school football time on Bend Cable Channel 11. And as I said, the Lava Bears of Bend Senior High School hosting the Grants Pass Cavemen tonight in what promises to be a whale of a ball game. The Cavemen are very tough, very exciting to watch. Of course, you know all about the Lava Bear offense. They can score a ton of points. Sit back, get comfortable, because you got a great ball game. My friend Jerry Killian's going to join us now to talk about these Cavemen. They come in 4-2. They come from probably the best conference in the state of Oregon, the Southern Oregon Conference. They're a good team, a very good team.
They're a very good team. They're 4-2 on the season, and their only two losses are against Ashland and Roseburg, both teams in the top 10 in the state. And they played Ashland tough, losing in the last second field goal to lose 16-14 to Ashland.
Well, the Cavemen, of course, come into Central Oregon with that 4-2 record, and the reason they're so good, I think, two names in particular you want to tell us about, two guys that you need to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. The running back, Hamada, 627 yards and 12 TDs on the season. The other guy, Parker Lane, one of the fastest guys in the state. He runs a 10.7 meter. It's going to be tough for the defensive backs of the Lava Bears to keep up with tonight.
Name like that, he sounds like a NASCAR driver, and he might as well. The need for speed, Parker Lane, a great wide receiver's name and a great wide receiver to keep an eye on. So Hamada and Lane, the guys to watch for Grants Pass. On the offensive side for the Lava Bears, they got the work cut out for them as well, because Grants Pass can play a little defense.
Absolutely. They've got two shutouts to start the season. They only average 10.5 points allowed on defense. The Lava Bears are going to have to take it to them up the middle with Rundle and trying to Dustan and Lelisher down the sidelines to get the points on the board.
Well, as we told you in the open, the field's getting a little beat up this time of year, but the football team is not at Bend High. 5-1 on the year, looking very, very tough. They got their hands full tonight with the Cavemen. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, the kickoff for Grants Pass and Bend High on COTV. Stick around, folks. We're back at Bend Senior High School on the campus at Bend, Punkunnel Stadium. The Lava Bears and Grants Pass Cavemen ready to kick it off. Introducing the starting lineups now. The Cavemen will be on offense to start tonight's ball game. Lava Bears won the toss. They deferred their selection to the second half. Here's some of the key players to keep an eye on tonight. Look at the kid on the left there, Todd Cox from the Lava Bears. Very good linebacker, and he looks like a linebacker, Jerry's beat up. Looks like a World Wrestling Federation guy in that shot. And also Nate Leobrotten, number 90, a tight end. Keep an eye on Leobrotten. Remember, like Jerry Killian told you at the start of the ball game, Cavemen only give up 10.5 points a game. Very stingy defense. And one of the players that you expect to see some success is from the tight end position, because a lot of high schools in the state of Oregon don't have sophisticated offenses that can throw to their tight end and take advantage of it. The Lava Bears do, so you think maybe that's an area Grants Pass is not prepared for.
Oh, without a doubt. I think they're definitely going to key on the two receivers for the Ben Lava Bears, and that would be Leela Shore and Doosan. But if you're paying so much attention to your outside receivers, across the middle is a typical pattern for your tight end, and it just might prove to be some open territory for the Lava Bears tonight.
Well, we have seen many occasions this year where the Lava Bears have used the tight end effectively. Leah Broughton has had many big catches on the year, so we know that he's capable. Here's the Lava Bear defense now being introduced. Rob Sauter just came out, number 45. Also Todd Cox, we told you keep an eye on Cox, 47 is out there. Also Dusty Eide playing linebacker. He'll be starting tonight. And also Brian Albrecht, another one of the linebackers.
200-pound senior,
Jeff Wagner, a 6'2" senior, starting at safety tonight.
5 feet 7 inches tall, 150-pound senior, Nathan Fuller.
And Nathan Fuller out there will be one of the cornerbacks. Fuller wearing number 25. He's a 5'7" senior. Also starting out there, Kevin Kaufman, who's a senior as well.
Number 22, 6 feet tall, 195-pound senior, Jeff Woods. Number 13.
Jeff Woods, number 22, also a senior on the starting lineup tonight. Aaron Weber, big, tough, hard-hitting lineman. And number 9, Pete Dusan, a 6'2" senior.
5 feet 10 inches tall, 170-pound senior, Mike Rundle.
And rounding up the starting lineup for the Lava Bears, Mike Rundle, the senior cornerback, who's also the star tailback, running back on the Lava Bear offensive side. So the Bears will start on defense tonight after winning the toss and electing to defer their choice till the second half, so they will kick off to start the ball game. We have the starting lineups. We are ready to go, and we will now pause momentarily for tonight's national anthem and then be ready to play ball.
Mountain View Bend High School Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Carry the American flag. Cadet Tony Carry school unit flag. Cadet Risty Neff. The two rifle guards are Aaron Edwards and David McElroy. Singing our national anthem for us this season is Christina Minutes.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful job, Christina Minutes.
Well, national anthem tonight, stellar performance, and we are ready now to play football. We introduced to you the Bend High starting defense. Now we'll take a moment and introduce to you the starting offense for Grants Pass. Up front, the big fellas, Casey McIntosh, George Long, Adam Davidson, Wes Cox, and Leon Medard. Fullback Farron Carlson, the tailback Brandon Hamada, split in Brady Howe, tight end Brian Richard, the flanker Parker Lane, and the quarterback Nate Olson, a 5'11" senior. And Jerry, those names we ran through, and a couple of them jumped out that you talked about before the game. Parker Lane wearing number 23, and Brandon Hamada number 28. And the thing about Hamada that always jumps out at me, they list him at 5'8", 160. We saw him on the field before the game, and there's not a chance that kid's over 5'5", 140. Not a prayer. He's tiny.
Well, he's tiny, but that doesn't always mean that he's small in stature. Sometimes those people that are 5'8", 5'7", or in this case maybe 5'5", they have a good, solid, low center of gravity that makes it hard for the Bend defense to peg him to the ground. We'll find out once the kickoff happens.
Well, and by making comments about his size, I'm in no way questioning his ability, stamina, or strength. What I am questioning is the guy that makes out the rosters. I know when I played high school ball, they listed me at like 5'10" or something, and anyone that knows me knows better than that. But it's classic high school rosters. They always bump you up a few inches and a few pounds. But I'm telling you what, folks, it gives Hamada even that much more credit if you take into consideration that he is, really. I mean, they list him at 5'8", 160, but he's 5'5", 150 is my bet. Maybe even smaller than that. So in no way is that a derogatory comment about Hamada. It's more of a compliment of anything. He's that good, and he's that much smaller. Well, Chase Caldwell's going to get things started for the Lava Bears now. We're number 41. He will kick things off to get the ball rolling.
I like this call by the Bend Lava Bears to kick off instead of receive. Put the pressure right on the Cavemen offense right off the bat and get your defense psyched up first series out of the gate.
Caldwell's kick is a nice one, down about the 10-yard line. Cavemen will run it back from there, and they got an opening down the sideline, and this is trouble. Caldwell might be the only one to make a play here, and he goes over and knocks the man out of bounds with the help of Matt McMillan. So a nice run back for the Cavemen to get things started on a good kick by Chase Caldwell. That was run back, and you can see it on the replay. Good blocking up front. Even with the dropped ball, was able to get a good run back.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. That was great blocking by the Cavemen up front. The Bend high pursuit team looked to be coming a little too concentrated on the left side of the field, and he went right up the opposite side and had a team of blockers ahead of him, and luckily a couple of Lava Bears last stand defense stopped him around, like you say, the 40-yard line of the Lava Bears.
Mike Hunman on the return. Matt McMillan and Chase Caldwell knocked him out of bounds. Here's the first play from scrimmage tonight. Give is going to be to Hamada. He gets met right at the line of scrimmage by Robert Sauter and driven down, and it looked like the ball came loose. Lava Bears say it was a fumble and that they got it, but the officials say no. Looked for a moment like that ball came loose. Watch this on the replay and see if you see the ball pop out of there. Look at Hamada.
That ball came out. That's a fumble. His knees had not touched the ground. The only possibility is on the field if the whistle had been blown by the referee. Of course, the play becomes dead at that point, and it's a moot point or mute point, depending on your point of view, whether the ball fell to the ground.
That'd be exactly my guess. Hamada was stood up, and when your momentum is stopped like that, the officials often will blow the whistle, and I'm sure that's what happened. The whistle had blown, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Play action fake to Hamada. The screen set up to the far side. It's complete. This will be good for a 1st down and then some. The pass complete out there to Brian Richard, the tight end, and a nice offensive set by the Cavemen gets a 1st down to the Lava Bear 28-yard line, 26-yard line, actually.
I do find it interesting, second play on offense, and they throw the ball. A team so concentrated so heavily on the run, right off the bat, takes it outside to their fullback.
Now, folks that live in Central Oregon are to watch this Lava Bear team play a lot, as well as the Mountain View Cougars. Very sophisticated offenses at Bend and Mountain View, both able to run and pass with equal proficiency. Well, you're going to see that out of the Cavemen as well. They have the ability to throw, and they have that great running back in Hamada. So very difficult offense to stop from these Cavemen. This is Hamada right up the gut. He's tackled, nicely done by Robert Sauter, who tackles him from behind. Gain of about 4, and I'll tell you what, Hamada hits that hole pretty quick, doesn't he, Jer?
Absolutely, and a big hole it was. The fullback opened it up wide for him, and he could practically fall down and get the 5 yards he got on that play.
Well, Hamada real quick getting into that hole, and Sauter grabbed him from behind to keep him from getting any more than he did. There's Lava Bear head coach Craig Walker, and a couple weeks ago when we did the Civil War here, we told you how sick Coach Walker was with that bronchitis. Asked him tonight before the game how he's feeling. He said, great, $1 million. Got some antibiotics. He says, I'm pretty healthy right now, so that's good to hear. Coach Walker back to 100%. Hamada off left tackle gets about 4. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Cavemen.
I think Walker's going to need some Pepto-Bismol unless his defense stops the Caveman offense on their first series of downs here.
Brandon Hamada, as we told you folks, has a lot of respect from this Lava Bear coaching staff. They've watched a lot of film of Grants Pass over the last few weeks, and they said, we've seen a lot of good running backs this year, and this kid's right up there, Hamada.
Oh, without a doubt. We told you about the total stats before the game. 627 yards and 12 TDs coming into tonight's game. With only 6 games, I'll do the math, folks. That's over 100 yards a game and 2 touchdowns per contest.
Well, here's the give right up the gut. It's good for a 1st down and then some. Down all the way to the 6-yard line. So the Cavemen offense has looked awesome so far. The give is right up the gut to the fullback, and he rumbles all the way down to the 6-yard line. Farron Carlson, the ball carrier.
This is pretty much the definition of smash mouth football right here, Mike. There's no tricks, there's no gimmicks. Right up the front. My guys are bigger than your guys. Stop us.
So 1st and goal, we'll call it from the 7-yard line, actually. They give us to Hamada off right tackle, spins out of a tackle, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Cavemen. It took them all of 3 minutes and 10 seconds to do it. And they're in the end zone, and here's the replay. Hamada spins out of the 1st tackle and fights his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And we told you in the pregame the Bears had their hands full, and they looked very flat on that opening defensive set, and the Cavemen made them pay for it.
After the point after.
Extra point attempt is perfect, right through the gut. It's 7-0 Cavemen. We'll go to a commercial break. When we come back, the Lava Bears will have their first offensive chance and try to get back into this ball game. Stick around, folks. Mike Rundle running back to kick off for the Lava Bears out to about the 22, and the Bears will start their offense there. Well, folks, we want to take a minute and tell you something about this Grants Pass offense that we'd like you to keep your eyes on. And we're going to ask the fellas in the truck to cue up one of the replays from the Grants Pass opening drive. We want to show you something about the formation. Jerry, tell me, what does that tell you?
Right here you can see the Cavemen are in the I formation. We talked to the Bend High coaching staff before the game today, actually earlier this week, and they indicated on film a majority of the time that the Cavemen line up in the I formation, they're going to run the ball. They set up in a wing formation where they're parallel to each other as opposed to perpendicular. They typically pass.
So you can watch that at home. The Lava Bears are going to pass on their first play from scrimmage. It's going to be incomplete. Jace Hansen going down the sideline. Looking for his receiver down there is Joe Lillashore. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Going back to that topic, Jerry, we saw on the opening drive, the Cavemen came out in the I formation every play except one. And the one they didn't come out, what happened?
They threw. They threw to the fullback, number 40, I believe it was, Brian Richard, for a completion of about 12 yards. But one pass on the entire first set of offensive series.
Hey.
Like I said, there's nothing fancy here. They came out and said, yeah, we run the ball, now stop us.
Yeah, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they kept running, and they were gaining yards on the run, so why put the ball up? But, folks, you at home can play defensive strategist now. Check out the Cavemen. If they're in that I formation, expect the run. Anything else, expect the pass. Here's Mike Rundle, the first carry of the night for Rundle. He gets about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Lava Bears. Were you surprised by that opening play for Bend High? You're down 7-0. Your defense didn't do much to stop Grants Pass. You come out in the opening play and try to go deep, and now you find yourself in a 3rd down hole. Are you surprised?
Not at all. I think there's a lot of confidence in the Bend High coaching staff that even if they don't succeed on this first set of downs, Bend High has been a second-half team almost all year long. They're just setting up the table for later, I guarantee it.
Confidence is true, and these Lava Bears we know can put points on the board, so there is no panic. 3rd down and 6. Hansen's going to throw. It's almost intercepted.
Now, that wasn't a very good pass by Hansen, but I want to talk about the Caveman defense there. You can't quite see it on that replay, but I talked to the athletic director this afternoon, and the coach, Coach Weiss of the Cavemen, is a defensive coach, and when he came in, he brought a 4-3 defense. They used to be a little more scattered than that, and with a 4-3 defense, if you're the quarterback or running back for the offense of the Ben High Bears, you're tempted to pass. You've got 7 guys in the box that's there to stop the run. You're thinking we can pass on these guys. Puts a lot of pressure on the defensive backs and the safeties of the Cavemen, but so far, so good.
Well, the officials are trying to figure something out here. Oh, we need another man on the field. Had an equipment issue. Gives me a minute to point something out. The fellow that made that play for Grants Pass and knocked down that ball and almost intercepted it has maybe the best name we've seen all year. Parker Lane's a good name. We talked beforehand. The receiver for Grants Pass, that's a good name. Kid that just made that play, I love his name. His name's Speedo. Good punt, gets away just barely. Caught on the 40-yard line, and the run back is going to be to about the 47. A flag down. Came from the area that you suspect it's going to be against the return team, so we'll see. But, yeah, the kid that made that play, Speedo Ortiz, number 36. That's a great name.
It's a great football name. Let's just hope the kid is fast. He's a running back, because if he's not fast, I'd hate to think his name was contrived from his undergarment. But anyhow, this is football, and you'd like to think not.
Yes, I would think so. The call does go against the receiving team, so that'll push him back, give or take 10 yards. I believe it's going to be from the spot of the foul, so we'll see what happens. But either way, it's good news for the Lava Bears, and they need a dose of good news right now after being behind 7-0 so early in this ball game.
Well, let's see if they can get over the shell shock of that first series of downs and toughen up the middle. So far, that's all the Caveman did was run it right between the hash marks.
So what else is going on around the state of Oregon tonight? Well, there's a big game, and why do we list it on top there? One of the classic 2A showdowns happening tonight, Amity and Dayton. That's a good one. Lake Oswego, Oregon City. Game of the night's probably that Beaverton Jesuit game, maybe even the Tualatin Tigard game. Those two are awesome games, folks. Reynolds against Gresham, and then down at the bottom of your screen, Thurston and Marshall. That is a good rivalry over there in the Coos Bay area. Here's the pitch to Hamada. He's not going to get anywhere. Great defensive stand by the Lava Bears. See who made that tackle on the far side. I say it was Cox. Todd Cox, we told you, one of our players to keep an eye on the Lava Bear side. Cox, the linebacker, number 47, a 6'2", 210-pound senior, and he's one of the best linebackers in the Intermountain Conference, if not the state of Oregon, and he made a great play right there.
Well, absolutely, and that was great pursuit by the Lava Bears. Like I said, I think they probably got talked to on the sidelines by the Ben High coaching staff about coming out prepared on that first series of downs, but hopefully they change.
Well, folks, there's something that we were not expecting to see. The ball's going to be up deep, and Lane is open, but it's going to miss him wide. Attempt was Parker Lane. We told you that Lane is the fastest guy in the Southern Oregon Conference, the two-time 100-meter champion in the conference down there, the two-time 200-meter champion in the Southern Oregon Conference. So I'll tell you something, and what I was mentioning about games going on tonight, the last time Jesuit lost a Metro League game way back in 1997, and it was against Beaverton. Remember the quarterback on that Beaverton team, Taylor Barton. Of course, he went on to go to Colorado for college. He is no longer there. We'll talk about that more later on. Since then, though, Jesuit has won 23 straight league games, winning the title in 98 and 99. So Jesuit, an outstanding team, although they don't have their starting quarterback out with a broken collarbone. So that should be a great showdown tonight. 3rd down and 11. Ball is up in the air, and it should have been caught. Lucky break for the Lava Bears. Brady Howe couldn't handle the ball, hit him right in the hands. Bears dodge a bullet and force the punt, and they'll get the ball back.
The receiver blew it, and Howe.
Brady Howe, the intended receiver.
Right in his hands. Couldn't have asked for a better delivery from the quarterback. Classic pass. Unfortunately, a classic dropped pass. Looked like the Oregon Ducks there for a minute.
Yeah, it did. In fact, the same number, I think, as Keenan Howery. I'm not mistaken, number 5. So that'll tell you something. That's an evil football number, apparently, for wide receivers.
I'd just take some duct tape and put a 1 in front of that just for the heck of it.
High snap, but it's catchable, and so the punt is off.
Nice kick.
Wagner's going to run this one back, and he's going to run the fake reverse and get away. Now he's got one man to beat. If he can get around, this guy's got some room. He's going to get to the sideline. The pitch is high. And the Lava Bears made that exciting.
Walker just got some more gray hair on that play.
Well, that was a design play, no doubt about it, but
I think he was pitching back to his old teammate Brian Steed or something from the basketball team of Redmond.
If I'm not mistaken, he's pitching back to his brother there. Jeff Wagner, number 32, pitches to his brother Michael. And Michael makes a great play, and I'll tell you what, Jeff ought to walk over and say, hey, thanks, bro, you just saved my backside by catching that one. The Wagner boys entertaining the fans with their juggling. You can't say the Lava Bears aren't exciting, if nothing else.
Now you can see the Cavemen go into their standard 4-3 defense, which again allows 2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks. If you can get past that initial cornerback, you've got them beat deep.
Rundle off left tackle. Nice job by Rundle. Gains about 9 yards. Good job by Mike to scamper around and get himself a little extra yardage. There wasn't much there, not much of a hole. And look at Rundle find his way to just sort of pick his way through there. Nice run by Mike Rundle.
Absolutely. Rundle's proven himself this year, his senior year. 5'10", 170-pound running back. 3rd in the IMC. He's got 22 carries for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Newberry Park.
Newberry Park. We'll talk about that game a little bit as the night progresses. Lava Bears with a 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 3 from about their own 45-yard line. Receiver split. This is Sauter. He's going to get a 1st down, so the Bears' drive will continue. And I'll tell you, if you're a Bend High fan, that's what you like to see. Stem the momentum a little bit, piece together a little drive.
Once you get across that magical 50-yard line, only good things can happen. Even if the Cavemen toughen up their defense, you've got field position on them. But I noticed in that last play, Mike, Dusan, the leading receiver for the Lava Bears, all alone on the far end of the field with the cornerback. It's going to be there all night if they continue to play the 4-3 defense, which puts 7 men in the box.
Well, you know, if anyone is going to spot that and exploit it, it's Craig Walker, that's for sure. 1st down from the 49-yard line for the Lava Bears. Receiver to the top, 1 to the bottom, 2 backs in the eye. The pitch is going to go to Rundle off right tackle. He's going to get 5-10, about 9 yards, we'll call it. I thought he had that 1st down, but he just got tripped up at the last second. Still, 1st down, I'll take 9 yards off right tackle anytime.
Absolutely great blocking scheme. The line pulled perfectly for Rundle. Gave him a wall of protection to get that 9-yard gain.
Hanson's going to roll out. He's got a ton of room if he wants to run. He's going to throw it, and that was a mistake. Hanson had a ton of room to run the ball. Tried to squeeze it into his receiver, and that was a bad decision by young Mr. Hanson.
Tony Janser, number 4 for the Cavemen, had plenty of time to turn his head, see this ball coming well in advance, and made a good interception. I wish a little bit, how should I say this, a little bit of play action would have helped there, or maybe, I don't know, if Hanson could have ad-libbed a little, because the receiver could have had a touchdown if he just broke up field. He stayed with his route. Hanson tried to hit him on a pattern play, but unfortunately the defensive back was right there. Interception. But once again, it's on the 20-yard line. Not bad. Got them deep in their own territory. Let's see if the defense can help out here.
Frustrating thing there for the Lava Bears, of course, but they had a nice little drive going. Had stemmed the momentum, and they'll have to leave it up to the defense now to get the job done. Hamada's going to come right up the gut and split through the line. He's tackled by Wagner and Fuller. Michael Wagner and Nathan Fuller on the tackle, but not before he gained about 15 yards. And look at Hamada get through that hole.
Well, in that play, the actual left side of the Lava Bear defensive line over-pursued to the outside. It wasn't really a block, but there sure was a hole for Hamada that time. Took advantage of it for a gain of almost 18 yards.
You know, with that size, he doesn't need a huge hole. He really doesn't.
Squirts through like a tube of toothpaste.
On a hot day.
Ba-dum-bum.
Under a big truck. I'll leave it at that. Hamada again, this time off left tackle. This time he's not going to get much. Todd Cox there for the tackle. And it looks like Lucas Garcia. So Hamada picks up nothing on that 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, I don't think the Bend High Lava Bears are taking the Cavemen lightly. Even though they have a 4-2 record, they come out of what I think is the toughest conference in the state, the Southern Oregon Conference. And as we mentioned before, with 2 of their losses coming to Roseburg and Ashland, both in the top 10, with a game remaining against South and North Medford, they probably have one of the toughest schedules in the state.
Anybody in that Southern Oregon Conference can claim a tough schedule. You know, it's It's almost like being in the Pac-10. Just when, you know, you view the Ducks, for example, just when you get through the UCLA, ranked number 6 in the country, oh, great, now you get the Huskies. It's like every week it's somebody else tough. And then the Southern Oregon Conference, it's the same thing.
Well, you talk about a heartbreaker. I think it was the 3rd week of the season they played Ashland. They're up 14-13, 7 seconds left. And Goodman for Ashland, we saw him against Redmond a couple of weeks ago, hit a 46-yarder to win it, 16-14.
That's one of those plays where you just take your hat off to the kid and say, if you can hit from there, you deserve to win, and Goodman did.
Right.
Meanwhile, back here at Punkunnel Stadium, it's 2nd down. The give on the reverse, it's an excellent execution to Parker Lane. He gets down to about the 45-yard line, so it's going to leave a 3rd down and only about 2. 2nd down and about 18.
Great design play there.
Yeah,
great design play. The right side of the Caveman line waited just enough to provide almost a sweep-like protection for Lane. And what I liked at the end of that play, Lane wasn't going down easy. I thought he was going to run out of bounds. He turns it back inside and gets about another 3 yards, and all of them were hard fought.
Remember, this is the 2-time defending 100-meter champion of the Southern Oregon Conference, and I bet nobody gets more nervous on that kind of a play than the track coach down at Grants Pass. He's like, hey, geez, Parker, just go out of bounds, would you please? Lane is not like that. 3rd down and a long one, maybe just a short 2. Cavemen will give it to Hamada off left tackle. Good spin move to get away, but great second effort, got the 1st down. I was just about to say, great spin move, but he's short, and then he made a great second effort. Watch Hamada's second effort for the 1st down. You think he's down there? Watch, right here. Dives forward and gets it.
Well, and as we talked about, it's that center of gravity. He's so low to the ground that after the spin move, one of the interior linemen for the Lava Bears tried to clip him low below the knees. Didn't affect him. You've got to go real low to get a 5'5" running back below the knees.
He's listed again, folks, at 5'8", but I'm telling you, we were on the field before the game, and that kid's 5'8". I'm a 6-footer, and anyone that knows me knows that's not true. 1st down from the 48-yard line. Grants Pass. Give is going to be to Hamada off left tackle. He'll pick up 9, 10 yards, and it's going to be close to another 1st down to be just short, so it'll be 2nd down at about 2 feet. And Hamada has already cranked out, a half dozen great runs, I'd say.
What's impressive about the Caveman so far in the 1st quarter is if the Bend High coaching staff knew that every time they were in an I formation they're going to run the ball, they've obviously explained this to their players. They still can't stop them.
Yep.
It says a lot about their offensive line right now.
Yep. Yeah, scout is all you want. Scouting doesn't tackle anyone. 2nd down and about 2 feet, we'll call it. Back in the I formation. Look for the run again. This time it's a play action. 2nd and short play action. Complete to Lane for the 1st down. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds by Fuller, but it will be a 1st down for Parker Lane and the Cavemen, and the drive will continue.
Right now they're clicking on all cylinders. You know, it's interesting, again, in that same conversation with the athletic director from Grants Pass, he said their talent lies in the skill positions, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the running back. Well, that seems obvious, but he was a little concerned because both their lines are a little young. But so far tonight, they look plenty mature to me as they're holding off the defensive line of the Bears quite handily.
Well, and like we said before, with a kid the size of Hamada, you don't need a huge hole for him to get through. So the line has a little bit of pressure taken off. They don't have to open a Mack truck-sized hole. The pitch goes to Hamada, and he's met right at the line, and he's not going anywhere this time. Nice defense. Garrett McCullough, the 1st man there, number 18. Watch McCullough come up and make this tackle.
Oh, he definitely ran into a chainsaw here.
Blows the fullback aside. That was nice.
Yeah, he ran into a chainsaw there, and McCullough put him down, chopped him down like a tall fir tree.
Farron Carlson, the fullback for Grants Pass, number 42, blocked McCullough like he was a matador and McCullough was a bull. He just said, "Ole!" McCullough came barreling through and saw nothing but Hamada in front of him, and even that's not easy. Hamada in the open field is no gimme, I'll tell you what. So nice play by Garrett McCullough.
4 receiver set here, Mike.
Give is going to be to McCullough, and he's wrapped up right behind the line. Garcia and McCullough. Garcia got him high. McCullough got him low. Nice defense by the Bears. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
Well, you know, I was curious. I was thinking this to myself. If there's only one tailback, he's technically still in the I formation.
Technically. It's just a small case I, not a capital
exactly.
I. Well, I don't think the Cavemen are going to bother snapping a play. We're down to the last 2 seconds of the first quarter. We'll go to a commercial break. Folks, after one, the Cavemen lead 7-0. We'll be right back. Well, the Cavemen facing a 3rd and 13 as we get the second quarter underway here at Punkunnel Stadium. If you just tuned in, you're watching Ben Cable Channel 11. It's COTV. We like to say the place to be. You're watching live high school football brought to you by Bank of the Cascades. Every Friday night, we bring you a game from Central Oregon. Tonight, the Grants Pass Cavemen are at Bend High to take on the Lava Bears. If you're just tuning in, my name is Mike Smith, and I'm joined, as always, by Jerry Killian, where we pick up the first play of the second quarter with the Cavemen leading 7-0, and for the first time tonight, Nate Olson goes to the shotgun. Olson rolling to his right. He's got a little room. He's going to try to go over the middle, and that's incomplete. So the defense does the job again for the Lava Bears. Going to be 4th down and 13, and I suspect we'll see the Grants Pass punting team at this point.
As you watch this replay, the best thing that happened on this play is poor decision by Olson. He had one Lava Bear defender left, and I think it was Souter, and he was gone. Chose to throw the ball instead. It was a poor pass through behind his receiver. Subsequently, you're going to see a punt by the Cavemen.
Well, this is an interesting lineup. I don't think this is a punt. I think this is a shotgun with about a 20-yard snap. He's got 5 receivers out there.
He's going to pooch kick it, Mike.
This is one of the most bizarre formations I've ever seen.
Pooch kick.
He almost got it blocked. Gets down to the 2-yard line, and the Bears... we got a fair catch? I guess so, Rundle. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the kicking game tonight for the Bears has been nothing if not exciting. Rundle went for that ball and grabbed it in the air, and the whistle blew, so I think he signaled fair catch.
I'm not so sure of that, because there would have been a penalty on the Grants Pass player for being too close and trying to get the ball. I
don't know why they blow the whistle, though, if he's still standing up. See, they both grab it, now they blow the whistle already.
They didn't blow the whistle till they're both standing with the ball touched. I don't understand that, why they didn't try and tackle him. That was a strange play.
I tell you what, the Bears have had 2, well, more than that, but 2 kick return opportunities tonight, I should say, have been interesting. One was a kickoff where they did a fake reverse option pitch thing, whatever you want to call it, and then that. It's been exciting. This is Rundle off left tackle. He's going to get maybe a yard, if that. Good defense by the interior line of the Cavemen. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Bears all the way down on their own 5-yard line.
Well, that's not too daunting of a task for the Lava Bears. As we saw in the Civil War game, hand off to Rundle at your own 3-yard line, you're going to score a touchdown, right?
It's a play they work on in practice.
The 97-yard get back in the game play, yeah.
The 97-yard off-tackle run.
Well, I know this isn't the professional ranks, folks, but I sure like to see a long pass here. I know it's risky because then you're facing 3rd down if you're unsuccessful. But again, given the Cavemen defensive alignment, I think the play is there.
I'll tell you why I disagree, because Jace Hansen has yet to complete a pass tonight. I think you need to get him off the schneid before you try to go long. I like that call where you run a short screen option pass and try to get Hansen some confidence, and that one dropped incomplete.
Well, it not only gives him confidence, Mike, but they did the right thing there by rolling him out to his left, his strong side. That way, diminishing the possibility for a safety by the Cavemen.
Yeah, that's a good call, because you're right, Jerry. He had some running room. If the pass were not available, Hansen could have tucked it away and run for 3 or 4 yards at least to get out of the end zone. The receiver was open, but the pass was incomplete. So the Bears will face a 3rd down and 9 from their own 5-yard line.
Big play here for the Lava Bears. Early play that has a lot of importance in the outcome of this game.
Rundle tries to get outside. He's going to ramble forward and break free. There's your big play, Jerry. Mike Rundle's loose. See him tuck that ball away. He's still on his feet. He may be gone. Oh, there's a flag down. This one's coming back. It will be a 1st down for the Bears, but this one will come back to midfield.
Mike, that's going to be either illegal block in the back or clipping. Right around midfield, you could just see the Grants Pass Cavemen player go down from the illegal push or hands to the back.
But the good news is it should be from the spot of the foul, so it'll be at least a 1st down near midfield. Watch the replay, bottom of your screen, right here.
Right there.
Yep, I believe that's where.
There were actually 2. One was a little more purposeful than the other, and the one a little incidental contact. But either way, the yellow flag of fate comes out.
Well, you almost had your Mike Rundle 95-yard touchdown run that you called.
He's exciting to watch, Mike. This kid refuses to go down. Right there, I believe, is the one they threw the flag on. Right there, yep.
Well, Jerry, my father-in-law Ed Barton is in town this weekend from Olympia. And we were talking today. There's a good look at Mike Rundle, by the way. But we were talking today about this game, and he said, pretty good teams? And I said, yeah, Grants Pass, you know, and I described the whole thing. And I said, but the Lava Bears, they're fun to watch. They're 5-1. They're always good. They're always in the playoffs. I said, they got this kid named Rundle, who you're really going to like because he's one of the best three-sport athletes ever to come through Bend High. And my father-in-law, Ed, he said, is Rundle going to play football? And I said, I doubt it. He's probably going to play baseball because he's such a good athlete. So there's a good look at Rundle doing his thing. Here's the handoff to Wagner. Michael Wagner gets out a gain of about 4. Wagner in the ball game just to give Rundle a little breather. You saw Rundle over on the sideline trying to get some water after that long run. And Michael Wagner comes in to give Rundle a breather, and Wagner gets about, well, we'll call it 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Not bad for a backup.
Not bad at all. With both teams keeping the ball on the ground this much, you're going to see a quick contest tonight, though, if this keeps up. Clock keeps running. No incomplete passes to stop it, and it only stops on either penalties or change of possession.
And so far, it has been a very clean game as far as penalties go. You know, I was watching, I think it was the Ducks I was watching last week against USC, and I got so frustrated by the end of the game. I'm like, just quit calling penalties on every play. Not against us or them per se. Flag down, just as I say that I jinx it, or we jinx it, by saying it's been a clean game. So this flag will most likely go against the Lava Bears, and we'll have to see a 2nd down and 10, I'm guessing. Here we go. Jerry, the illegal procedure, do you want to explain this?
Absolutely.
If you folks have been watching COTV this season, we have been trying to figure out this illegal procedure call. If it's a procedure, why do they continue to play the play? And Jerry, you know the answer to that one.
I know the answer to that, but I think we're going to go down to Dave Jones first for a weather report.
All right.
And we'll come back and explain the illegal procedure call. Dave, what do you got for us?
Well, this weather update brought to you by COTV. Hey, it started off very, very chilly this evening. And I just came out from the truck on the sidelines, and it is starting to try to rain. I don't think it's going to have much of an effect on the game if it doesn't pick up any more than this. Field's in good shape. It is chilly. A few raindrops here and there, but a pretty good night for football.
Thank you, Dave. Here's the 2nd down and 9. Rundle off left tackle, fights forward. He's going to get about 4 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5. All right, Jerry, I'll ask the question. Illegal procedure, I've always thought if it's a legal procedure, the officials stop the ball before the play ever happens, but they don't. Do you know why?
Well, I spoke to a couple of the referees prior to tonight's game. They said the signal from the referee is the same whether it's illegal procedure or illegal formation or in some cases even an illegal shift, although it has its own signal. In other words, if the most common application of this is when they don't have enough men on the line. It's not a dead ball foul like a player that leaves early or an illegal motion, so thus the play counts. However, the referee signals the same sign as the illegal procedure.
Well, the Lava Bears have an illegal handoff. Illegal if you're a Bear fan, at least. It's a fumble, and the signal is going to be that it was, I think they're signaling 4th down. Yes, they are. So it looked like the Bears fell on that one, and even though the ball was wrestled away there at the last second, Hansen was able to get his hands back on the ball, and so the Bears will have 4th down, and they'll punt it away.
Well, it's not so much that he got his hands on the ball, but this is the 2nd time we've seen referees' whistles determine a play in the last 3 weeks. We saw it once against Redmond Ashland, but in this case it helped the Lava Bears because even though the Lava Bear didn't have complete possession, the referee blew the whistle, making the play dead and giving possession to Lava Bears. As you saw on the replay, the Cavemen actually had wrestled the ball away and had possession, but it was after the whistle had been blown, so it didn't count for the Cavemen.
The Bear fans will take that. The short punt was fielded by Parker Lane on the fly. He signaled fair catch and left in the air to catch the short punt. So the Cavemen will get the ball on the 37-yard line with 7:45 to go in the 2nd quarter, holding a 7-0 lead already. Grants Pass back in business offensively. Again, 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, and only 1 man in the backfield. It's Hamada. Olsen to pass. It's complete down the side. Caught by Brady Howe. Dives forward enough for a 1st down. So Brady Howe makes up for that miscued drop earlier in the game by making a nice catch and a dive for the 1st down.
Absolutely. A lot of effort there at the end of the play. Well-designed play by the Cavemen again. A slight roll-up by the quarterback, Olson. Slides to his strong side, his right side. Able to hit Howe on the run for a quick slant.
I don't know how he did it.
Well, if he keeps catching passes, Brady will have a bunch of yards.
Yes, he will.
Brady bunch.
Oh, I got it. Ball to 49. Grants pass for the first down and 10. The give's going to be to Hamada. There's a flag down. This one's going to come back, folks. It'll be a first down and 15 after this penalty is marched off.
Well, so far the Grants Pass offense has been staying at the Hamada Inn, and it's been working well for them. They're having a comfortable night so far.
Yes, they are.
One point I want to make, actually, is I lead into
Wait, you want to make a point?
Well, not just one, but actually I'm leading into tonight's trivia question. I've talked probably 2 or 3 times so far tonight about the strength of the Southern Oregon Conference, and that's where my trivia question comes from. Since 1985, how many teams from the Southern Oregon Conference have made it to the state finals of 4A
since 85?
Since 1985, how many Southern Oregon Conference teams have been in the final of the Class 4A football playoffs?
Now, do you mean different teams or number of, you could have like Ashland in there 3 or 4 times, they count each time, you're saying, right?
Correct.
Okay.
A representative of the Southern Oregon Conference, how many times have they been in the finals?
It's 85, so 15 years worth, or I guess 14 years worth, actually. So, if you know the answer, you have a chance to win a brand new car from Jerry Killian. First down and 15. Cavemen back on the 44-yard line now. They got 2 men in the backfield. One is Hamada. The roll out, it's going to be a screen. It's a nice catch out there. Pass complete to Tom Martin, who got drilled by 2 Lava Bears and didn't go down, but then they say his knee touched, so we'll see. Nice job by Martin. First a nice catch. Now watch him take a lick right here. And the knee,
it was down.
Yeah.
It was down. Great call by the referee. I was about to get irate, even though I'm a devout Lava Bear fan. But it was a great call by the men in Zebra. And an even better replay by our guys in the booth.
Yeah,
great work.
Love to have that on the sideline camera with sound up, because we have our headphones on. We're way up in the press box, and we can hear that hit. That was really something. Meanwhile, it's second down and 8. The give is going to be off left tackle to Martin again. So a little change of pace for the Cavemen. They take Hamada and his quickness out. They go to Martin and his strength. You go from the 5'5", 140-pound Hamada to the 6'1", 172 Martin. That's a little different feel, I guess you could say.
Well, they're having success tonight, and they had success earlier in their season against another IMC team. Their first contest of the year back on September 8th, they clocked Crook County 40-0 to open their season.
Cowboys having a tough year, but losing 40-0 to Grants Pass is a tough one in its own right. Third down and 4 from the Lava Bear 45. Olson's play action. He's going to pass. He's got a man open down the middle. That's where he's going. Ball's going to be caught right down there. That guy was wide open. Carlson, oh, check that, Richard, the tight end, Brian Richard, and look how open he is. And look at when Carlson looked up, he knew it right there. Nobody near Richard.
Well, I have to believe that the Lava Bears were playing some sort of a zone defense to get that open with 3 Lava Bear defenders in the general area, but no one stuck to you, and you're only a fullback. It's not like we're talking about Parker Lane. This guy isn't swift of feet, yet he sure found an open spot on the field that time.
That play looked like the one the Oregon Ducks run so often and so successfully to their tight end or fullback, who finds a seam, as you said, Jerry, in a zone defense. Find a seam and hit it wide open, and that's what the Cavemen did. First down from the 12 of the Lava Bears. 5 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Handoff is going to be off left tackle. I think that's Martin again. It is, and so Martin gains 2, make it 3. Check that, it's Hamada back in the ball game.
Well, you know that the Bend High Lava Bears are just outside of the state top 10. They're probably equivalent of about 12th or 13th, with Jesuits still leading the way in the Class 4A.
But you know, folks, that is Tom Martin. I'm taking it back. Sorry to interrupt you, Chair.
It's all right. It's important to get those numbers and those names right.
Well, it's just that I made a mistake last week on a number, and I said that was Tom Martin, and the PA guy said it was Hamada, so I apologize. No, I was right. It was Martin.
Let's get on the PA guy.
2nd down and 8. The give is going to be up the gut. Not much doing there. So it'll be 3rd down and goal. All right, Jerry, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'm just surprised that Grants Pass isn't at least mentioned, if not in the top 10. My logic here, again, the conference. Number 3 in the state, North Medford, the Black Tornado. Number 6, the Grizzlies of Ashland. Number 10, Roseburg. These are all in your conference, and South Medford is no slouch.
Yeah.
And Grants Pass is 4-2 with only their 2 losses coming against the number 10 and number 6 team. How do you not say they're part of the top 10 teams in the state?
And as you said, they should have beat the number 6 team, Ashland, if not for a fantastic, almost miracle field goal by the Grizzlies as time expired. The Cavemen should be 5-1, and I agree with you, somewhere in the top 10. Meanwhile, the Intermountain Conference, the Lava Bears, as always, are on top, or I should say as always. Often, I take it back, but we're used to them being one of the successful teams in the conference. Bears 3-0 in the league, followed by Pendleton and Mountain View at 2-1. Hermiston 1-2, Redmond 1-2, and the Cowboys of Crook County 0-3 in conference, rounding out the bottom half of the IMC. The Bears 5-1 overall, Pendleton and Mountain View both 5-2, and the Hermiston Bulldogs are 4-2. We'll get a look at those Bulldogs on November 3rd, right here at Punk Hummel Stadium when they come in to play the Lava Bears. Again, November 3rd, Hermiston at Bend High on Friday night, COTV. So if you want to see the Bulldogs, that's your chance to do it.
One team we're not going to get a chance to see this year in our regular season is the Buckaroos from Pendleton, and they've got an outstanding player by the name of J.D. Lambert up there. He's the leading scorer in the IMC conference with 12 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions. He's a running back, but he also catches the ball. He's pretty much a one-man wrecking crew for the Buckaroo offense, and he's got them in the thick of things going for the IMC race.
That's a good name, too. Good football name, J.D. Lambert. Yeah. I like that one. 3rd down, a goal from the, we'll call it the 9-yard line. Actually, it's not 3rd and goal. It's 3rd down because they can get a 1st down just outside the 1. So we'll call it 3rd down and about 8 from the 9-yard line.
I formation, folks. Let's see if it works.
And only one receiver to the bottom of your screen. He's out of your picture, but here's the only receiver, and that's who they're going to. A fade pattern to the end zone. Touchdown, Parker Lane. That was a perfect catch, a perfect throw. Great fake by Lane. Execution on that was impeccable from start to finish.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a wide-angle shot, but right off the line, Lane jukes the defender right out of his pants.
Lane,
figuratively only, folks.
Yeah, Lane faked the slant pattern. He ducked to the inside, dipped his right shoulder, his interior shoulder, as if he's going to run the slant pattern. The defensive back bit on it. Lane faded to the outside, and Olsen floated the ball out there perfectly to him. And, Jerry, maybe that scouting thing that we talked about is hurting the Lava Bears kind of in a roundabout way, because the I formation, they expected run, they got a pass. It worked for the Cavemen. 14-0 Grants Pass. We'll be right back. Mike Rundle back to receive, and as we came out of that commercial break, you probably heard me say a bunch. I was talking about a bunch of missed opportunities for the Lava Bears thus far. Rundle is going to catch it in the end zone, try to bring it out, but he is not allowed to, so it'll be 1st down from the 20. Lava Bears, 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, and the Bears will start on the 20-yard line and see what they can do.
Well, we're definitely going to find out now if the Bears are indeed a second-half team. Now, hopefully they can get some points on the board with just a few minutes left here in the first half, but they're going to need to change their offensive scheme a little bit, not to mention their defensive scheme. Mike, we were talking about the last play there that scored them the touchdown for the Cavemen, and the Lava Bears may have been focusing a little much on that I formation that we keep speaking of, and it could have helped the defensive back lull them into false sense of security that it was indeed going to be a run. And as you can see, Rundle rumbles up the middle for a great gain of about 12, 13 yards. Well, I'll tell you what, as much as Hamada touches the ball on the Grants Pass side, Rundle sure is the workhorse for the Lava Bears tonight, and that's working out just fine. Wasn't for a few penalties, Rundle would have had him right back in the game at 7-7 or 14-7 at the worst case scenario with that long run, but it was called back. Rundle again off the left side. Gain of about 7 this time. So we're seeing all Rundle here to
All Rundle all the time.
all
It's a new
Rundle
channel.
all the time.
Same bat channel, same bat time. Rundle off left tackle, picks up nice gain. Call it 6. 2:52 to go. The Lava Bears have all their timeouts. So they have an opportunity here to get something going before halftime, down 14-0. Here's Rundle again, off right tackle, makes a nice move at the line, gets hit from behind, almost fumbled that ball. He got hit from behind. I think he was surprised. Give credit to Speedo Ortiz, number 36, staying with that play.
Speedo snuck a hand in there and almost knocked the ball loose right at the end of the play. Rundle able to maintain possession for the Bears, and it's all Rundle all the time. So far, every play starting this drive has been Rundle.
Rundle needs to tighten the drawstring around that football, or Speedo will knock it out. First down from the 47-yard line.
No comment, Mike.
Probably a good thing. Rundle off right tackle, not much doing there, but he dances and weaves and picks up a yard when there is absolutely nothing there. We've got a man down. The Bears call timeout with 2:11 to go, and they're just short of midfield. Bears burn their first timeout.
It might have been an injury. No.
It was an injured player, but the Bears did signal timeout as well. Well, while we got a timeout, let's talk about last week. Lava Bears had a non-conference game against Newberry Park, California. A very good team from down there. Bears hung on 21-20, and I know that there's an issue with an injured kicker from Newberry Park, and then they didn't know what the rules were about a tie, so they kind of felt like they had to go for 2 at the end, and it was kind of an interesting turn of events. But from everybody I talked to that went to that game, they said it was a great experience. Kids came up from L.A. to play.
Well, they didn't just come up from L.A. You talk about a great experience. Basically 2 different cultures, if you will. Southern California versus the beautiful God's country of Bend, Oregon. And the players got together from both teams and had a nice pasta dinner the night before the game. I'm sure shared some experiences and some stories about their own league and their own conferences.
Newberry Park, an exciting team to watch as well. They put the ball up 38 times in that ball game. So certainly an exciting team to watch. But the Bears score a victory for the state of Oregon, send the boys back to L.A. with a big loss. It's always good to see. 2nd down and 7. The give is going to be to Rundle. No, it's a play action. Hansen rolling to his left. He's got a man wide open. He didn't throw the ball, but he's got a big gain down the sideline. Hansen is a flag down, folks. This play's coming back.
And it shouldn't come back. If this is for an illegal block in a back, it's a terrible call because the referee didn't have the proper vantage point. It was a block from the side, not the back.
Watch the left side of your screen. After Hansen rounds the corner, the flag will come in way late back here. There it was. The call's going to be on Leah Broughton for a block in the back. And Jerry, boy, that's a tough call. I understand your point, but I think the rule is you have to have your head on the inside of the tackler's shoulders, and I couldn't tell if he was there or not from my angle, but I understand your point. That's a close call.
Well, and it's a drive-destroying call, and he is behind the shoulder pads. I'll give them that.
Watch number 90, the right side of your screen, come in and hit number 54 for Grants Pass. Here's Leah Broughton. See where his helmet is. It's on the side.
It's on the side. That's a great block.
That's a tough call. And look where the official is that threw the flag. He's on the other side, so his angle is tough.
I hate to say it, but that's not the
flag came from the other side?
That's not the referee that threw the flag. He was behind the play, and that's what I was talking about, his vantage point. Sure, from behind him, it looks like it was behind. If you're parallel to the player, definitely a good block.
Well, the official's word always stands, and so it is a clip, and so that play will come back. Hansen had a man wide open down the sideline. Rob Sauter was wide open, and Hansen, I think, might not have that much confidence in his passing right now because he elected to tuck it away and run.
Well, and it wasn't a poor decision. He got a great gain on the ground there. It was just negated by a questionable call.
He's going to do it again. He tucks it away, and there's another flag down, folks. So Hansen rumbled out to about the 48 of Grants Pass, but there's another flag down. And what was it, about 5 minutes ago we were saying this has been a clean game, no flags, and now it's been every play lately there's a flag coming down, and that one's on Rundle, I think. Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. I'm sorry. Mike Rundle's blocking a lineman in the backfield. The play has left his area.
Let's run that replay back so you can talk about it while we watch it, because we saw it on the replay as well. There's Rundle asking, what did I do? Now watch the...
He blocks him once, and in an effort to try and keep him down, he just gives him another little love tap right here, and he's going down. I don't know.
That's a shame. Now, in the officials' defense, that is against the rules. I don't care where you are on the field, you can't do that. That's the type of play that Mike Rundle should realize. This guy has no prayer of catching my quarterback. Let him go.
I may just be bleeding blue and yellow right now. Lava Bears had something positive going, and 2 consecutive calls by the referee push them back all the way to their own 30-yard line. Unfortunate turn of events here for the Lava Bears.
Well, second down at 27, and Ben High is now going to let the clock run as far as they can. They had burned a timeout when they were in midfield, thinking they could get some points on the board. Now with a minute 18 of the clock running, and they're facing second down and 27, the Bears are letting the clock run, and I think they'll be happy to get into halftime down just 14-0 at this point. Hanson's going to throw. Looking over the middle, there's trouble. Jerry, I don't understand that logic at all. You let the clock run as if you're going to let the half expire, then Hanson just comes out and throws anyway. I don't understand that logic. If you think you're going to mount a drive, why aren't you stopping the clock? I'm befuddled.
I'm in agreement with you there also, but I also question Jace Hanson's decision to throw into coverage. This man was not wide open. He was well covered by 2 defenders. It was going to take a pinpoint perfect pass. And what did you gain?
Well, the Cavemen now with a minute to go and 2 timeouts still in their pocket have an opportunity to score. They got 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. I think this ball's going up top. That'd be my bet. Nate Olson rolling to his right, looking for somebody, throws on the run. It's going to be caught and out of bounds to stop the clock. A gain of about 9, we'll call it. Tyler York on the reception.
I can't say enough for how efficient this offense looks tonight, Mike.
How about that cable for this guy?
Well, Jerry, we were really impressed with the Gresham Gophers when they played Mountain View in the second game of the year on COTV. And I'll have to say, Grants Pass looks as good or better than Gresham. And at the time, the Gophers, or at one point, the Gophers got to number 4 in the state of Oregon rankings. And I think Grants Pass looks even better.
Maybe they drank some special grog before they got to get the Cavemen going.
Cavemen,
Keep my eye on Parker Lane on the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen.
3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Olson's going to throw. He's looking Lane's way. He is going to Parker Lane, and it's incomplete. And that would have been a miracle catch for Parker Lane had he made that play. Kid's got great legs. We know he's fast. He would have to have amazing hands to make this catch.
A little too much zip on the ball that time by Olson. Made it a little hard for Lane to make the completion.
Well, I think give credit to the Bear defense there because linebacker had dropped back, I believe it was a linebacker, dropped back into the flats. And so closed up the gap that Olson had to throw to, and so that's why Olson had to put some extra zip on it. Second down and 1 from about the 40-yard line, right on the nose for the Cavemen. 3 men again to the bottom of your screen. The give is going to be off right tackle to Tom Martin, who breaks a tackle, gets knocked down all the way down on the 30-yard line. The clock will stop long enough to move the chains, and then it'll start again, but it's going to be a first down for the Cavemen with 44 seconds to go on the 30-yard line of Ben High.
We'll give credit to the Grants Pass coaching staff because their execution right now is flawless. The first 2 downs, they threw the ball. If you make a completion, great. If not, it stops the clock. On short yardage, you run the ball to get the first down, which also stops the clock. It's great clock management by the coaching staff of the Cavemen right now.
32 seconds to go in the first half, and Olson's going to throw again. He's looking to his left now. He's in trouble getting a heavy rush. He breaks away. He's got some big yards down the right side. He'll get run out of bounds all the way down around the 15-yard line. And Olson did a nice job of scrambling. Here it is on replay. Watch him dodge Rob Souter at the line. Gets by Lucas Garcia there and then gets shoved out of bounds, but not before he gained about 16 yards. So it'll be first down for the Cavemen.
Well, they got lucky. They got lucky that the referee made the right decision in this case to leave the hanky in the pocket because he was hit out of bounds there. But it was close, and better judgment prevailed, thank God.
You are all over the officials tonight.
I just hate to see a game decided by the men in black and white.
Sure they do, too. First down from the 19. Olson's back to pass. He's going to roll to his right, and he's got some room out there again. He'll sneak out of bounds, gain about 6 yards. So the Cavemen get 6 yards and give up 6 seconds on the clock. There's 17 ticks to go. It'll be second down and 4. Remember, they still have 2 timeouts, so they can go to the middle of the field. They just haven't had to on the last couple of plays. And if you're the Lava Bears, that's the last thing you want to see is the Cavemen being able to stop the clock without burning their timeouts.
Well, the reason Olson is having so much room to scramble is because their 4 wide receiver set is taking all the defensive backfield with them 20 yards down. The linemen are rushing upfield. It leaves the middle of the field. Once he gets past the defensive line, there's no linebackers there left to stop his penetration into their own defensive backfield.
4 receivers again for Olson. This time it's going to be play action fake to Martin. He rolls to his left, and Olson's got all kinds of time. Floats it to the end zone, and it's picked off. The Lava Bears get a big break. Intercepted by Wagner in the end zone. He's going to try to bring it out. He'll get out to about the 15-yard line. So a huge momentum swinger for the Lava Bears. Michael Wagner takes advantage of a poor decision by Nate Olson. Gets the interception at the goal line and brings it out. Jerry, watch Wagner on this play. He reads it all the way.
Well, I was a little hard on Hansen earlier for throwing into coverage. That's exactly what Olson does here. As you can see, a bevy of Lava Bear defenders surrounding the receiver. Intended target, easy pickoff for Wagner. Great play for the Lava Bears. A real momentum changer going into halftime, Mike.
I think so. Only 3 seconds on the clock. As you see, the Bears will probably just kneel down and dodge a bullet at the end of the first half. And I think, folks, that is a big momentum swinger for the Lava Bears, something they needed right now. Down 14-0. They had to get something positive, get a different taste in their mouth. Craig Walker, the head coach, has called time out. So you never know. Maybe he's thinking, what the heck? Why not Hail Mary? You never know.
Well, you are down 14-0, and quite frankly, the Cavemen offense has dominated the defense of the Lava Bears so far. But I question whether you really want to take a chance with 3 seconds left this deep in your territory.
Well, I guess the logic is if Hansen can just get rid of the ball and get it out near midfield, chances of it being run back are minimal. Maybe you get a defensive penalty. Next thing you know, you got another play at midfield. I don't know. The only concern is Hansen's got to get rid of this ball. That's all there is to it. He's got enough room to run around back there. I mean, they're out on the 15-yard line, so if he's going to get sacked, he can just tuck it away and get sacked without a safety.
Well, or throw an incomplete pass if he gets out of the pocket. And you never know, maybe Lelisher or Dusan can shake their defender and get downfield for a miracle play. What I want to point out, though, is that the ball is on the right hash mark. Hansen being a left-hander, if he rolls to his strong side, it's the short side of the field and doesn't have a lot of room to roll.
Well, we'll see what Craig Walker has in mind. The final play of the first half. 3 ticks on the clock. Hansen under center. He's got 2 receivers. He's going to drop straight back, and he's just going to fall down. So that play is dead. So all that discussion, and who knows what would have happened. But it doesn't matter. Hansen is down, and the half is here. So the Lava Bears dodge a bullet right at the end of the first half. They get a bit of a momentum swing, we hope. See if they can carry it to the second half and get back in this game. We'll go to a commercial. When we come back, homecoming festivities and a special report from Dave Jones on pennies from heaven. We'll explain. Stick around. Well, folks, that score you see is correct. 14-0 Grants Pass. We're not used to seeing the Lava Bears behind this late in the game, so we'll have to see if they can perform some second half miracles. Throughout the first half, we made mention to you of some magic pennies, or pennies from heaven on the field. It's a unique and interesting tradition here at Ben Senior High, and it's a heck of a story. Dave Jones, our investigative reporter, is down at midfield to tell us about these pennies. David?
You know, and I'm not giving weather reports, I'm doing investigative reports for you, Mike. We are dead center right on the 50-yard line here, and the shot you're seeing now is a penny, and it is one of many pennies that we noticed in the pregame warm-up Mike, when you introduced the game tonight, when we were standing out here, we were seeing pennies everywhere, and I thought to myself, is there some strange tradition down here that I should be aware of that I didn't know? Well, yes is the answer. Players throughout the years here at Bend High have essentially used the football field as a wishing well for good luck. They've placed pennies at strategic points that are special to them, that are meaningful to them, whether it be for their position or just where there is their lucky spot on the field. Apparently, kickers throughout the years have climbed up on the goalpost and laid pennies on the goalpost for good luck for them. I would think that perhaps we need some more pennies out here tonight. The Bend Lava Bears not hitting on all cylinders in the game so far, but there are hundreds and hundreds of pennies throughout this field. And again, it wasn't until this game tonight that when we were standing out here that I noticed this, and I looked around and I thought someone either has a hole in their pocket or there's something going on here that I don't understand. Well, that is the story. It's not magical pennies, but they're placed out here for good luck, and let's hope that these pennies bring the Lava Bears good luck in the second half.
Now, Dave, this is not a new tradition. Didn't start with this year's team. This has been around for a long, long time.
Apparently before Craig Walker's time. And we know Craig Walker has been pretty much an institution here at Bend High, and this has been going on before Craig got here. So there could be thousands of dollars in pennies throughout this field. And, you know, it is a great tradition. It's a very interesting tradition. And, again, one I wasn't aware of until just recently.
Well, Dave, you know, and sorry, Jared, but Dave, we were also talking about it was a metal detectors, you know, minefield down there.
Yeah, it's a actually, now that you've said that, let's come down tomorrow and see how many people bring their metal detectors. We don't want to take the good luck away from the field, though.
Well, and that's just it. We also heard it not only brings good luck to the Lava Bears, Dave, but if the opposing team happens to spot one of these pennies and takes them from the field, legend has it, that brings bad luck to the opposing team.
I'll take a few over to the other sideline and see if they want to make off with a few of the pennies and maybe turn the tide of the game.
Well, Dave, and you can see in that shot that we have on our screen, they're showing Chris Hardy has a couple of different pennies there. And as you look around where you're standing, some of these pennies, they're not shiny. They're painted blue and white and yellow. You can tell they've been there for a long time.
Can you see this one right here? This one has been painted.
So you know that's been laying around there for a while.
Yep, I'm going to put it right back where it was. I don't want to ruin the luck.
That's a good idea. Dave, one other thing that we heard Craig Walker was talking about, some of these players will come out and put the equivalent number of pennies of their uniform number. And we're talking guys wearing uniform number 75 going out there with a handful of pennies and throwing them on the field. There are pennies all over the place down there. And I don't know about you, but it seems to me that might be a bit of a safety hazard, don't you think?
Well, it could be, but you could come up from a pile-up and have change in your pocket, too. So, you know, there's some benefits to it, too.
And we're also teasing the officials before the game that if they forget to bring a coin out for the coin toss to see the, you know, to who kicks off.
Yeah.
It's not tough to find a coin.
Nope, not on this football field anyway.
Well, Dave, before the game, I said that this strategy made perfect sense to me, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to coin a new phrase.
Yeah, well, maybe in the next quarter. You can come up with a better pun.
If I stop on a dime, I'm sure I can come up with one.
Okay,
finally,
let's
Dave,
change the subject.
And finally, Dave, one other thing. One of the Grants Pass assistant coaches was out there before the game, and he was picking up 5-6 pennies. He's like, hey, I wonder what's up with all this money. And we tried to explain the story to him, and he kind of disregarded us. And he said, I thought it was the Lava Bears leaving their scent on the field. That's not a bad one.
That's not bad. Jerry, what do you think?
Well, I was thinking that if they picked up 5 of those pennies, the defense could go into a nickel package.
Okay, all right, back up to you guys.
Yeah, thanks very much.
I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I think we are too. Lava Bears need some luck of some kind to turn that score around. It's 14-0. We'll go to a commercial break. When we come back, we have some halftime stats for you, including a stat that, well, kind of tells you why the score is what it is. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back. Grants Pass Cavemen leading 14-0 as we get ready for the second half. The team is coming back on the field. Lava Bears in their home blue unis with yellow and white trim need a little bit of help. And the cheerleaders trying to get something started, taping up some good luck tickets onto the footballs that they throw up into the stands. Some kind of a fundraiser would be my guess, as so often in high school athletics you have to have new fundraisers, and this is, I'm guessing, something new as well. Some kind of a raffle program. We promised you some halftime stats, and Jerry, there's a couple of them that jumped out at us, specifically the passing game for the Lava Bears. Normally such a strong and vaunted passing game, tonight shooting blanks.
Absolutely. To match the zeros on the scoreboard, the Bend High passing game has 0 completions, under 5 attempts, and unfortunately 2 interceptions, with no yards for the passing game.
Interesting. 0 for 5 in the first half on the passing game. That's hard to believe for the Lava Bears. Meanwhile, Nate Olson for Grants Pass, 7 for 11 in the first half for 97 yards and a touchdown. That pass was completed to Parker Lane. As far as running the ball, the Bears are doing a little bit better. Mike Rundle's over 70 yards on the night thus far. Brandon Hamada for Grants Pass, he has looked like he's done more damage than he actually has on paper, because he's got 12 carries for only 45 yards. And so a lot of those runs by Hamada, 5, 6, 7 yards, they came early in the game on that opening drive, and then the Bears kind of shut him down from that point on. Brandon Lane, 2 catches for 19 yards, including that 1 touchdown.
Well, and what's interesting to me is that, like you say, Rundle actually had a very good first half stat-wise. I think it was 97 yards on the ground for Rundle in the first half alone. that only tells half the story. You say, how does he have 97 yards but 0 points on the scoreboard? Well, penalties and turnovers. The nightmare of any football coach.
Rundle got about 45 of those yards on one carry that actually could have been a 95-yard touchdown run, but a block in the back penalty on the Lava Bears right around midfield brought the play back. So Lava Bears had a chance to be on the board and be down only 14-7 in this game, but a blocking penalty on Rundle's long carry negated the rush. Also an interesting stat is the starting offensive position for both teams. The Lava Bears have started their average starting position for their drives tonight has been the 21-yard line. The Grants Pass average starting line for their drives, 41-yard line. So there's a 20-yard difference in starting field position, and that always plays a big role in any ball game.
Well, right now the Bend High Lava Bears hope the second half produces results that mirror their success in the last 2 weeks with a big win over Mountain View and last week over Newberry Park, but they're going to have to come out with some fire in their belly tonight to erase that 14-point deficit against a very solid, very well-coached Grants Pass team.
Remember, the Lava Bears won the coin toss but deferred their choice to the second half, so they kicked off to start the game. The Bears will receive to start the second half. Rundle will go back deep along with Wagner back there. That's Jeff Wagner back there, number 32. And the Bears will try to get something going in the second half. They have had some opportunities, but they've got 45 yards in penalties tonight, and they've been an expensive 45 yards if that's a way to phrase it. They've come at very inopportune times. Remember, the Bears had something going near the end of the first half, right around midfield with a couple minutes going. They were on a good drive. They got back-to-back penalties and pushed them back to 3rd and 30, and that drive ended on that one. Here is the second half. See if they can get something going. Rundle from the goal line. Going to bring it out. It's going to break a few tackles. He's still on his feet. And Mike Rundle sparks a little something to get the second half going, running it out to the 37-yard line. And that's where things will start for the Lava Bears.
Well, you watch the replay here, Mike, and watch this right there. Diving tackle by the Grants Pass pursuit team, but Rundle proves once again a very, very elusive runner. Great way to kickstart the second half for the Lava Bears. And it goes back to the beginning of the game decision to kick the ball in the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and receive to start the second half. So the Bears started the first half at their average starting position, the 21-yard line. They start the second half on the 37 already. Things looking up. Rundle off right tackle. He's got a ton of room. Rundle trying to get to the outside, breaks back inside. Big gain for Mike Rundle. Puts him well over 100 yards rushing on the night, and it gets the Lava Bears down into Grants Pass territory. Jerry, this is a nice block.
This is a great couple of blocks by the Bend High offensive line. And just like we said about the Grants Pass Cavemen, there's no secret. Give the ball to Rundle. Try and stop him, says the Bend High Lava Bear coaching staff.
So Rundle picked up, do the math, looks like about 20 yards, almost exactly. That puts it at about 117 for the night. Got to be a first down and 10. Actually picked up more than that. Rundle off right tackle all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Well, you've got two opposing thoughts here, Mike. One would be, hey, Rundle is just destroying this defense of the Grants Pass almost single-handedly. Do you stay with Mike Rundle and what works until they stop it, or do you pick the perfect moment to get Jace Hansen's confidence up and throw a little screen pass, a little quick out, just to keep the Grants Pass defense honest on the passing game?
If I'm Craig Walker, I ride the horse till it gets too tired, and that's Mike Rundle right here. I don't take a chance of losing momentum. They can't stop him. Well, they did on that play, but I'm telling you what, consistently they're not going to stop Rundle.
A good tackle there by Luke Lathan. I'm telling you, we got some great names tonight. First, you got Parker Lane, and if his football career doesn't pan out, he can always be a private eye. Parker Lane,
or
private eye.
A NASCAR driver,
yeah.
I think. Yeah,
and
Parker Lane, and then my favorite, Speedo.
Well, but even that Luke Lathan, he sounds like a villain in a Superman movie or something. Oh, no, it's Luke Lathan again.
Yeah, they do have some good names over there. Meanwhile, the Bears facing third down, and we'll call it about 2. Rundle lost a yard. Bears go with 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Only Rob Sauter in the back, and they're going to give it to Sauter right up the gut. So a nice call by the Bears. They go right up the gut with the big man, and he picks up the first down.
What makes that more impressive, if you see on the replay here, the Grants Pass defense actually put 9 men in the box that time right as the ball was snapped, and they still get the first down. I think there's a little bit of adrenaline in the offensive line of the Bend High Lava Bears right now, and they're riding that wave, marching it down the field, hoping to score and get those zeros off the board for the Lava Bears.
Well, a big change-up in terms of running style when you replace Rundle and go to Rob Sauter up the gut. Totally different style of ball carrier. This time it's Rundle off left tackle again. He gets stood up and dives forward. A good second effort by the senior running back, and he picks up about 5 yards. So Rundle, 5'10", 170-pound senior tailback, dives forward right here. Boom, picks up an extra 3 yards. Good job by Rundle. Gain of 5. He's got 132 yards on the night.
Well, again, great blocking up front. The fullback Sauter left the way and sealed off the outside defensive end for the Cavemen and left a little bit of a hole. Rundle would have had more yardage, but there was a submarine attack by one of the defensive linemen for Grants Pass.
I'll take 5 on first down any day. Hansen has yet to throw in the second half. No need to with that kid carrying the ball. Rundle busts to the outside and picks up a bundle again. A bundle for Rundle, folks, and it's a first down for the Lava Bears.
He's rambling, bambling down the sideline. I love it. He makes a spin move here, right here. Boom. See ya. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Great running by Rundle again, proving to be one of the hardest tackles we've seen this year.
A gain of 18 for Rundle. He's got 150 yards on the night now, and he's going to get a little breather. A well-deserved break for Mike Rundle. But go to the sideline and stretch a little bit. I was concerned about cramping when you do as much as he does, and there's a good look at Rundle on the sideline trying to stay loose. 150 yards already on the night for the senior number 4. First down and 10 from the 13. The pitch goes back to Wagner. He's going to get nothing and get stacked up in the backfield. He's going to lose about 2 yards. Michael Wagner on the ball carry.
Well, you know, it's always hard at the spur of the moment to make the right decision, and the offensive line for the Bears had actually pulled really quite well to the right side. Wagner took it upon himself to cut back against the grain. Didn't quite get the yards you want, but he saw something, thought he had an opening, trying to make anything happen for the Lava Bears, get back in this ball game.
Workers back in the game. Rundle came out for all of 9 seconds to stretch and get a breather. Craig Walker said, "Sean, I know you're tired, but we need you right now." And Rundle's back in the game. 2nd and 10, and the pitch goes to Rundle. He doesn't have much room out there, and he's in a little bit of trouble.
A little bit of a misdirection there by the Lava Bears with the offensive line faking direction right with a couple of guards pulling left only, and the Cavemen sniffed out the Lava Bear.
Yeah, they certainly did. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 after Rundle loses a yard. And I suspect for the first time in the second half, we'll see young Mr. Hansen put the ball in the air on a 3rd and 11 from about the 14, call it right at the 15-yard line.
Well, and I would like to see that also, because as you saw there, as they're in the huddle, Rundle is still sucking for air right now, and usually if a player's tired, they're more apt to turn the ball over.
Well, we were wrong. It's going to be Rundle, and he's going to suck it up to the corner. Can he get to the end zone? He does! Touchdown! Lava Bears!
The exception to my rule is Mike Rundle. Great effort. Like I said, single-handedly bringing back the Lava Bear offense back to life. Dive at the end, inside the cone, 6 points. Lava Bears, we've got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that kid right there. He is an awesome ball player, folks. He's got to be the best tailback. Tough to say in the Intermountain Conference because J.D. Lambert at Pendleton is awfully good, but Rundle's got to be one of the best in the IMC and the state of Oregon. A 15-yard touchdown run for Rundle, 164 yards on the night. He returned the opening kickoff of the second half to the 37-yard line and did the rest himself. So the Bears are on the board, and they're within a touchdown thanks to Mike Rundle, who did 99.9% of the work on that drive.
Absolutely. He started with the kickoff return, Mike, a great return out to about the 35-40-yard line. I'm saying the majority of the yards from that point were Mike Rundle, so give him about 60 yards on average. From there, I would have to say, I don't know what to say about Rundle. You talked about best in the state or best in the IMC. Well, he's actually 13th in the state in total yardage coming in. He had 629 yards and 7 TDs, an amazing 8.39 yards per carry. Right there on that play, he did just about that. It was all Rundle's. You watch the dive towards the cone.
What a great effort by Rundle, because you know he's tired. And you made the point, Jerry, in the huddle prior to that call, he was bent over, hands on his knees, sucking wind. He's just beat. He can't catch his breath. And Craig Walker says, okay, son, now get it in the end zone, would you? The rain has started to fall, Jer. You can see it.
Absolutely. And as Dave Jones mentioned earlier, I won't blame him for the rain starting. I'm not going to say Dave jinxed it when he said it was trying to rain. However, with both teams running the ball so well, this might not be as much of an impact as one would think.
Well, it's going to get cold in a hurry out there, and it was a fairly pleasant night, but it's going to get cold in a hurry. We'll ask and see if we can get a shot of the sideline bench from one of our up-top guys here after this kickoff return. Ball picked up on about the 12-yard line and run out to about the 25-yard line. Well, we mentioned Dave Jones and we mentioned weather. Let's go down to Dave and talk about the weather.
Now, Jerry, you cannot blame me for this. I just call it like I see it, just like you do upstairs. But this is a sprinkle, but it is turning into rain. We got the umbrellas coming out. We got people putting on hoods. And if it keeps up like this for a little while, this could have an effect on the condition of the field. It's already getting a little bit slick down here.
Well, Dave, I'm not trying to say you jinxed the rain with what you said. It's that yellow rain slicker you wear. If you want to ask for a rainstorm, just wear the Gorton's fisherman outfit, and I guarantee you rain will fall.
You got to be prepared, Jerry. Got to be prepared.
I don't think we're getting paid a sponsorship fee by Gorton's Fish, so I'm going to have to tell Jerry not to say that anymore. Thanks, Dave, for the update from the sidelines. The rain has started to come down on the Grants Pass offense as well, coming down in the form of number 51, Lucas Garcia.
Well, right now the Ben High Lava Bears are fired up. You see this smack of a tackle right there by 2-3 Lava Bears. But what's good for us, the crowd is definitely into the game now. On homecoming night, as it should be, all these pretty ladies running around with their tiaras on. Football in Central Oregon couldn't ask for a better night.
2nd and 9. The Bears defense needs to make a stand here and get this momentum turning even more. Lava Bears are on the board and down just a touchdown. Olsen flips it out to the sideline, and it's going to be good for about 5 yards. So it'll be a 3rd down and long, maybe 3rd and 5, we'll call it, maybe 3rd and 4 for Grants Pass, and a big play coming up. I know we're early, about midway actually through the 3rd quarter, but still, big play coming up. Bears have got some offensive momentum. You'd like to get the ball back in the offense hand right now.
Well, and what this adrenaline and this momentum and this excitement does is you see on these last 2 plays, it's not just a single Lava Bear defender making the tackle, but the pursuit is by 3, 4, 5 defensive people all making a gang tackle. And that's a sure sign of success on the defensive side of the ball for the Lava Bears.
4 receivers on the 3rd down and 4. Olsen looking to his right. The ball's going to be caught for the 1st down. So just a simple 5-yard button hook run down there by Brady Howe, and it's a 1st down.
Well, still a good chance for the Lava Bears to hold the Grants Pass offense in the Lava Bear territory if they can hold them in this next series of downs. But we've talked all night about Hamada and what a great running game he had coming in. But right now, I'm telling you, Nathan Olsen is a 2-year starter, and he looks in command of his passing game tonight. I haven't seen an inaccurate pass except for the interception early in the 1st half.
Well, we haven't seen Hamada, speaking of that, at all this 2nd half, and we didn't see much of him in the 2nd quarter, so you got to think maybe Hamada's injured. Tom Martin, the guy that came in for Hamada, runs off left tackle for a gain of about 5 on the 1st down carry. We'll see if maybe Dave Jones can make his way to the other side of the field and see if we can get an injury report on Brandon Hamada. Didn't see him at all here in the 2nd half yet. Barely saw him in the 2nd quarter. And Hamada, of course, their running back star coming into the game. You got to think he's injured. We'll see if Dave can track something down for us. Meanwhile, 2nd down and a very long 5, maybe even 6 for the Cavemen, and they're on about their own 43-yard line. Olsen to throw, looking to his right, floats it, it's almost intercepted.
Jeff Wagner Wagner got his paw up, and if he could just bring it down, not the greatest pass in the world by Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen made a bad decision here, and Wagner almost made him pay for it. His brother, Michael, got an interception in the 1st half, and Jeff was trying to make it 2 for 2 for the Wagner family.
Well, this is an important down. I talked about a big play in the first half for the Mid-High Lava Bears. Right here is an early test of their defense. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Cavemen. They can stop them here. Who knows what will happen for the offense, which is clicking now.
Man in motion, Parker Lane on 3rd down and 5. They give it to Lane, trying to get around right corner. He's got a quick burst of speed, and I don't think he made it. It's going to be close, depending on where they spot it. Parker Lane's got some good acceleration. You see, as soon as he gets this ball, watch how fast he picks up his speed. And acceleration around the corner.
But Nathan Fuller makes a great tackle by the jersey. Lane had his sights set on the first down marker, and Fuller just got enough of his jersey to pull him backwards, which is important because it meant the ball had no chance to make it to the first down marker. But it looks to me...
No, they got a 4th down, yeah. So
Good deal.
Nathan Fuller saves the first down by pulling Lane back, and Jerry, you make an excellent point. That tackle pulled Lane back short of the first down, and the Cavemen will have to punt. Big defensive stand by the Lava Bears.
I'll tell you
Nice
what,
punt.
I was going to say before he even kicked that, as we watched Rundle unfortunately muff the punt into the end zone for a 20-yard touchback, but
That's actually a good thing for
it's
the
a good
Bears,
thing.
I think.
It's a good thing. But I was going to say the Grants Pass kicking game between kickoffs and punts has been phenomenal. I can easily say the best kicking
Yeah,
we've
I'm with you.
seen this year.
Anywhere, on any of the teams we've seen, best place kicking and punting, you're right, Grants Pass. Now, folks, for the people at home that are wondering about that call, the rule is if you never have possession of the punt, if you muff it, like Jerry said, you never actually possess it, and it trickles into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. So the ball goes out to the 20-yard line, and as I said, I think the Lava Bears got a break there, because Rundle, had he picked that up on the 1 or 2, there's a lot of white jerseys coming at him, and I think he would have been in trouble. So the Bears get a break on the punt that goes into the end zone. First down from the 20. The defense held. See if the offense can take advantage.
Well, again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but as good as Rundle's doing, I'd still like to see Jace Hansen get a confidence boost, a small screen, I don't know, a quick out, a quick in, anything to get him a completion so he can just relax and get that first completion under his belt. And besides, I want to call Dusan's name. I want to call Lelisher's name. Let's call somebody other than Rundle to show that we've got an offense that just is not just a one-man show.
Yeah, Pete Dusan had not called his name all night, and that's a rarity in the Lava Bear offense. Meanwhile, Rundle just keeps cranking them out. Mike Rundle, a gain of 16 for a first down, and Rundle is up to 180 yards on the night.
Well, I guess the counter to that is I guess the Detroit Lions didn't get tired of calling Barry Sanders' name either.
Yeah.
Can you name the 2 receivers that were on the Detroit Lions team when Sanders there? No, and who cares?
I'm guessing one was Herman Moore, and if I'm not mistaken, the other was Curtis Conway.
Well, you're a football aficionado. Most folks at home would gladly see Barry Sanders make one of his phenomenal runs, similar to what we're seeing out of Mike Rundle tonight.
Yeah, I take it back. It wasn't Conway, it was Johnny Morton, another USC wide receiver. Hand off to Rundle off left tackle. He's going to get about 2 this time. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, we talked a little bit about Rundle earlier as far as his place in IMC order or state. In the IMC, we talked a little bit about J.D. Lambert of Pendleton, but their #1 running back is actually Stephen Bisnet. 2nd is Bartonstein with Mountain View, and Rundle's 3rd in the IMC. And with Mountain View having a bye tonight, I guarantee Rundle will be 2nd, if not 1st, in the IMC conference in rushing after tonight's game.
He's got 182 yards right now. We got 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, so chance for Rundle to tack on a bundle more before this ball game is over. 2nd down, and we'll call it 7. Rundle picked up 3 there. Rundle to the outside, good stiff arm, gets around the corner. It stood up and out of bounds, and Rundle picked up 16 yards on that carry.
Mike Rundle also picked up some respect. Watch this stiff arm right here. Get out of my way, son, you bother. Boom. You're not tackling me. Mike Rundle, for 5'10", 170 pounds, is a load to bring down. Whether he's juking and jiving or straight up, this kid does not want to hit the turf.
I think he actually said, "Get out of my way, son, you bother me." I like that.
Absolutely. Intimidating the Cavemen. You're not going to catch this Lava Bear for dinner.
Sounds like something Jim Rome would say. You bother me. 199 now, Rundle, his yardage total. First down and 10, more importantly, for the Lava Bears in Grants Pass territory. Rundle off left tackle, dives forward for a gain of about 3, we'll call it.
Mike, I don't know if our cameras can get a shot of this. The rain has returned again, and as it silhouettes itself against these spotlights, it looks like it's coming down in a decent, steady rain right now.
There it is, a good look. Jerry, you ask, you shall receive.
On cue, on cue.
That 3-yard gain by Rundle officially puts him over 200 for the night. Well, I shouldn't say officially. Technically, I'll say unofficially, because that's by our books. 202 yards for Rundle, and the officials are trying to fix his helmet. On that last tackle, it looks like he got his strap shoved up under his face mask or something like that. So officials straighten him out, and Rundle goes back to the huddle. Maybe that was just a ploy to get a breather.
Well, at least it was only that strap that got moved.
And shoved under the face mask. 2nd down and 7 for the Lava Bears. They're down on the Cavemen 42-yard line. Down just a touchdown. Bears are driving and trying to tie this game up. 2:38 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, I talked about how I'd like to call Dusan's name or Lieblicher. Again, even though Rundle's doing so well, just any play that takes the Grants Pass defense by surprise, they're obviously now keying in on Rundle, and he's doing a great job. No, granted, they're having trouble stopping him. I wouldn't mind seeing like a reverse to Dusan. He's pretty speedy in his own right. Bring him around from the end and give him a reverse with your line out front blocking. Who knows what'll happen? With that 4-3 defense and 7 or 8 guys down in the box, just might have a chance to get outside on the defense.
2nd down and 7 for the Lava Bears at the Grants Pass 42. Receiver to the top and 1 to the bottom. 2 backs in the backfield. The give's going to be to Rundle. Gets around right tackle, picks up about 6. Took a pretty good lick in the side of the head that time. It was almost an inadvertent hit. It looked like it came from Tony Janser, number 4. And they just kind of had a little collision there.
Definitely helmet to helmet. Sometimes you can walk away from those and you hear a little bells ringing, Mike.
Yeah, or birds chirping. Rundle picked up, we'll call it 3 yards. It leaves 3rd and 4, so a big 3rd down opportunity for the Bears here to keep this drive alive. They have marched all the way down inside the Grants Pass 40-yard line, and so they want to get this drive to continue. There's a flag down, and this might be defensive offsides, and if so, that's a huge break for the Lava Bears. Just a 5-yard penalty and be an automatic 1st down, or get them 1st down yardage. That's what it is. What a lucky break for the Lava Bears. That's the best way to get a 3rd down conversion. Don't even snap the ball.
Right, and we talked earlier about penalties, turnovers. That was a silly penalty on the Cavemen. They just lined up in the neutral zone. I don't think they encroached, as it were. They simply had lined up incorrectly.
Well, the Bears will take it. It's a 5-yard penalty. Gets it down to the 32-yard line of Grants Pass. And a 1st down for Bend High. Pitch goes to Rundle. He's got blocking out front, gets around the corner. Little burst of speed, cuts back, gains about 8. So the Mike Rundle march continues. There is not a whole lot of tomfoolery to this offense, if you will.
The Lava Bears get lucky here. The ball pops out at the end, but I believe he was down by contact. A little bit of a nervousness there as the ball squirted out at the end of that play.
Well, Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong.
Never.
But I don't remember, at least in the games that we've done, Bend High games on COTV, I have not seen Rundle fumble yet this year. At least I don't remember one. We saw him in the 1st half. The ball popped loose momentarily, but he got it back. Rundle, spin move, good for a 1st down. Ball comes out again, but that's after he hits the ground. So Rundle picks up, call it a 5 yards, and it'll be a 1st down for the Lava Bears.
Well, I'm not sure if Dave Jones can figure this out on the field, but the ball squirting out may be a result of the rain. And I know each sideline has someone who's in charge of trying to keep the football dry, but in this rain, that might not be the most successful attempts made. So later on, we'll see if Dave can wade his way through the puddles.
Dave's out getting hot cocoa. We haven't seen him in like 20 minutes. Ever since the rain started, Dave bailed out and went to the concession stand. Handoff goes to Rundle off right tackle. And Rundle picks up about 8 yards. Well, that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter, folks. And here's the replay. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, the Bears facing 2nd and 5, but knock it on the door. Stick around.
actually wasn't technical difficulties. That was inside the minds of the Grants Pass defensive coach. It was dark and blank right now as they're having trouble stopping Rundle and the Lava Bears.
Rundle on that carry, 2nd down and 5. He picks up about 4 yards. Going to be 3rd down and 1 from, we'll call it about the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. The unofficial count after Rundle picked up 1st down there, 1st down yardage, 6 yards. By our unofficial count, Rundle has 228 yards on the night. Remember, folks, he got 180 yards last Saturday against Newberry Park. He comes back with 228, and that was the first play of the 4th quarter. So a lot of time left, and Rundle already at the 228 mark. Here goes the pitch to Rundle again. Off right tackle, tries to duck inside. Gets down to about the 4-yard line, we'll call it. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Lava Bears. Any surprise, Jerry? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
Absolutely. It's so easy to see right now why Rundle has over an 8-yard per carry average. This kid's phenomenal. He's exciting to watch. He jukes, he dodges tacklers, and makes it hard to bring him down.
Folks at home are probably thinking we're getting paid off by the Rundle family. Let's talk about them all the time. But I'll tell you what, folks, the Lava Bears, by my guess, I would say, have run 30 offensive plays in the second half, and Rundle's had 29 of them.
Well, his father, Tom's, got to be real proud right now, and Mike is just carrying the Lava Bears on his shoulders, and that's fine by everyone here at Hunnell Stadium.
2nd and goal. Rundle off left tackle gets about 2, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2, and I guarantee you, you're in 4-down territory here. Rundle gets down to the 2-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, not only can you see the rain beating down upon the players, but as you get close-ups, it's starting to get a little chilly out there, folks.
That's see the breath.
Yeah, that may be smoke coming off of Rundle's helmet, but for the rest of them, it's just cool.
That's your share of the 50-50 winner. Get the ticket in just a minute.
So 3rd and goal, big play right here. The Bears, no doubt 4-down territory, but they'd like to get it in here and take some of the pressure off. Give is going to be the Sauter up the gut. Touchdown, Lava Bears. Rob Sauter, the fullback, number 45, does the honors, and the Bears are an extra point away from being dead even again, Jer.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered. They've reversed the pattern. Now the Lava Bears are dominating the offensive line, and the score shows it.
Rob Sauter right up the gut. If I'm Rob Sauter, I go over and pat Mike Rundle on the back and say, thanks for doing all the work and letting me take the glory. Rundle carried the ball up and down the field. Sauter got the final 1 yard for the touchdown. And all the Lava Bears, no doubt, they don't care who did the job, just as long as somebody did. Meanwhile, the extra point is blocked, so the Bears do not get the tie.
Outstanding play by the Grants Pass defense there. Stretched out, full horizontal position, blocks the kick.
Wow, that's a tough break for the Bears. But I'll tell you what, keep in mind, folks, we're just into the 4th quarter, just 2 minutes into the quarter. The second half has been all bend high. So if you're a Lava Bear fan, you're probably not... That's not as disconcerting as it might be if you hadn't done anything all night. They have dominated the second half offensively and defensively, down now just 14-13, and they'll be kicking off to Grants Pass. Brandon Hamada, as we said, the starting tailback for Grants Pass, we have not seen him at all in the second half. We're trying to track down an injury report and see if we know what happened to Hamada, but he has not even played in the second half. And about 80% of that second quarter, Hamada wasn't in then either. So I don't know if something's wrong with Brandon, but he has not been in this ball game in a long time.
Well, I mentioned earlier about trying to keep these balls dry during this little bit of a rainstorm we have, and that task appears to be given to number 64, Mike Hill, for the Lava Bears, who's out this week. I hope he returns next week. Outstanding lineman for the Lava Bears, not playing the last couple of weeks. Squib kick by the Lava Bears, picked up
by Tom Martin.
Makes it all the way out to the 49-yard line before finally brought down by the Lava Bear defense.
The kicking team obviously not happy about that. You see on the replay, Martin picks it up on the 20, and everyone just kind of runs right by him.
You know, it's unfortunate sometimes seeing replays up here in the booth, because what I spotted on that replay was a clear block in the back by the Grants Pass return team against the Lava Bears, which was unfortunately not called, but definitely would have been impact on the spot of the ball in that play.
Well, it's up to the defense to get the job done one more time. Brady Howe, the man in motion. Grants Pass starting from the 47. The give's going to be to Martin right up the gut. He's got a ton of room. He'll gain about 16 yards, and it'll be a first down for Grants Pass, now in Bend territory.
I'll tell you what, the middle of that line opened up as if Moses had parted the Red Sea. Phenomenal opening for Martin as he just went right up the gut for a gain of about 15.
Got to be careful to not have a letdown right here. Your offense has done the job to get back into this game. You can't allow Grants Pass to put a touchdown on the board right now. Defense has got to rise to the occasion. Play action is actually handed off to Martin up the middle for a gain of about 5. Going to be second down and 5. Folks, we look ahead to next week. You know, we only got a couple of football games left on COTV. Next week should be a dandy. Mountain View heads north to take on the Redmond Panthers. So if you like watching high school football, and we know you do, tune in next week. The Cougars and the Panthers in the Camp 5 up north at Redmond High School.
All these games, of course, courtesy of Bank of the Cascades, your hometown local bank. Can't say enough about their support of our Friday night football. And
of course, all these games are taking on added importance as the season gets deeper and deeper, and we start thinking about postseason ramifications. So next Friday, 6:45, Mountain View and Redmond. Meanwhile, back here at Punkunnel Stadium, Parker Lane trying to get around the corner, and he does, but he goes out of bounds. Rundle shoved him out of bounds.
Well, that time Parker Lane found an avenue to run down.
Yes, he did.
8-4-3, 6-8.
Shoved out of bounds by Fuller, actually, not Rundle. So Nathan Fuller gets credit for that tackle. But Lane got the first down.
Every time that kid touches the ball, you can definitely see his acceleration is phenomenal. Definitely labeled the big play guy for the Cavemen.
No doubt about it. 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Bears down a point, 14-13, as you can see in the upper left corner of your screen. And the Cavemen are on the march. Tom Martin gets the pitch back left and gets nothing but blue jerseys out there. Good pursuit by a whole bunch of fellas. I know Rundle was there. It looks like Sauter was out there. Todd Cox was out there.
Well, what you see here is great containment by Rundle. Rundle's job is not to let him to the outside. Great success by the Bend High defense to turn him inside where the support came from the interior linemen and the linebackers.
Todd Cox did indeed make that tackle and got some help there by Rob Sauter. That replay was a perfect angle, too, because you saw Tom Martin for Grants Pass get the pitch, look upfield. Standing right there was Rundle, number 4, staring at him, and Martin tried to turn it back up the middle, and you're right, Jerry. Rundle did his job, just seal the outside and let the big fellas make the tackle in the middle, and that's what Cox and Sauter did. Second down and 9. Handoff, no. Play action. Olsen on the roll to the right. Looking for somebody. It's going to be complete down to about the 9-yard line, and Brady Howe's going to fall forward to the 7-yard line. It'll be first and goal for Grants Pass. Let's go down to Dave Jones with the latest on the rainstorm, Dave. Dave's caught in the rainstorm apparently because his microphone is buzzing out on us. So we'll check on that and head back down to the sidelines as soon as we can.
Well, I'm not so sure the rain has as much of an impact on the game right now as the temperature, which appears to have dropped significantly in the last 10 minutes. There was supposed to be a cold front following this storm today, and it's definitely making its way into our stadium.
Following closely, first and goal from the 8-yard line. Handoff is going to be to Martin, and he's hit immediately in the backfield. Great defensive stand by the Lava Bears. Dusty Idy, the man back there. His little sister, one of the homecoming princesses tonight. And Dusty says, I got a tiara for you, buddy.
Oh, I can't forget that play Dusty Idy made in the Civil War game when he just stripped the ball from Bartenstein and ran in, and that's what I consider to be the backbreaker for that initial whitewash of a game for the Bend Lava Bears 2 weeks ago.
Well, nice tackle by Idy. Pushes Grants Pass back a couple of yards, so it'll be second down and goal from the 10 now. And this would be a big defensive stand. Remember, folks, we told you Grants Pass has a great kicking game, so they're certainly in field goal range, and it would be a victory for the Lava Bears to hold them to 3 right here. With 6.5 to go in the ball game, need to come up with a stop. Hand off up the middle, down to the 1.
Well, you know, we started to talk a lot about Hamad first half, and we've been calling Tom Martin's name here in the second half. But let's give credit where credit is due. If you take out your star running back and plug in the next guy and you still have just as much success, you've got to think they've got a great program and a pretty decent offensive line.
Well, it's going to be a huge play now. 3rd and goal from the 2. And the Bears, if ever they needed a defensive stand, this is it. 3rd and goal. Grants Pass. And I don't think he made it. Grants Pass players trying to get the touchdown signal, but the officials say no. It was right up the middle to Russell. It'll bring up 4th down.
A little bit of a rugby scrum there. Held him to about the 2-yard line, I believe, Mike.
I think he might have fallen forward, so it's going to be 4th and goal, and it looks like about the 1.5, Jerry.
Are they going for it, Mike?
They're going to call a timeout, I'm sure. Talk about this. I'm sure they're going to want to take a timeout and figure out what they're going to do.
Well, right now, Olson's over talking to the coaching staff, and Coach Weiss is trying to instruct his player, but if he doesn't hurry up, that timeout's going to become mandatory to avoid a delay of game penalty.
Well, they just got a break because the officials called a timeout, and I'm not sure why. So Grants Pass just got a break. The Lava Bear players are furious. They want to know why there's an official's timeout.
Well, exactly. And if I don't know if the cameras can catch this, but I think they called a timeout because one of the Grants Pass players has to tie a shoe.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
On the far side of the field, you can see there's a guy on the left side of your screen crouched down, and the officials called a timeout because of that equipment issue. And now they see him waving his hands, the official at the top, and now it'll be a charge timeout to Grants Pass. So justice prevails.
Well, about a minute too late. That's unheard of. That player should have had to run off the field. It's not the Lava Bears' fault that a player's shoe isn't fitting properly on his foot. He needs to get off the field and a replacement come in.
You are correct. The upshot of it all, Jerry, is it's 4th down and goal from the 1.5-yard line, and a huge play. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Of power here. Batteries are strong.
All it is, folks. With 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Ignore the scoreboard on the upper left, the graphic on the upper left part of your screen. It's 4th quarter, not 3rd quarter. So 5 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Bears down 14-13. It really comes down to this play right here.
And if I'm Coach Walker, of course I'm not, but Coach Walker, I hope, is reminding his team of the play in the first half where the Grants Pass Cavemen were in a similar position near the goal line, and instead of running the ball, they threw that little fade out to Lane. They've got to watch for that. Well, they've got to obviously look for the run up the gut because you're only 1.5 yards out from scoring 6. Don't be deceived and let those receivers skate out to the back end of the end zone and beat you with a pass either.
Well, I'm worried about the run up the gut because it's worked for them before, but we'll see. 4th and goal from the 1.5-yard line, folks. If you're a Lava Bear fan, you're at home watching, get on your feet and start cheering because they need you right now. 4th and goal, Grants Pass trying to add to their lead. Give us to Martin. He's not going to get it.
What a play by Michael Wagner. Mike Wagner came up huge for the Bend High Lava Bears. And are they glad they've got one half, if not both, of the Wagner boys?
Michael Wagner.
And there's Rundle to help. Unbelievable play by Wagner. Great penetration. Went low. No way they score.
And let's ask Ryan O'Hara to run that back one more time in slow-mo because I want to show you what a play Michael Wagner made. And Jerry Killian just pointed it out. That was a spectacular. No, stop it right there for a second, fellas. Wagner's the 3rd guy in on the left side of the Lava Bear line. It's actually the right side of the line, but from your angle, the left side. Watch him dive through a gap. I don't know how he gets through this gap. He just dodges his man right here and dives through. Look at that play by Michael Wagner to save the touchdown. Spectacular. Now the offense has got to take advantage. Rundle off right tackle is going to rumble out for about 9 yards, maybe 8 yards. It's going to be a 2nd down and about 2 out to the 10-yard line. What a spectacular play by Michael Wagner.
Well, with 4.5 minutes left to go in this game, there's certainly plenty enough time for the Lava Bears to march down the field and get in position for either a touchdown or a field goal. But I got to tell you, is that blocked kick looming large right now?
I was just thinking, Jerry, of all the games we've seen this year, I don't remember seeing a game won by a field goal, and I think we might have that chance tonight. If I'm Chase Caldwell for the Lava Bears, I'm starting to get limber right now. Handoff is going to be to Rundle. He jumps over the top, gets knocked back. I think he lost a yard. We'll see. It's going to be third down either way.
Well, I'm going to take this brief opportunity to bring you up to date on the trivia question, because we've been talking all night about how strong the Southern Oregon Conference is. And the question was, since 1985, how many Southern Oregon Conference teams have been in the final of the Class 4A football playoffs?
In 14 years, the number is?
It's actually 15, because they
15
count
years, right?
11 out of the 15 years. There has been a SOC team in the title game. And here's the clincher. 4 times both teams in the final were from the Southern Oregon Conference.
Well, here's a huge play, and Grants Pass did the job. Holy cow, Mike Rundle had absolutely nothing going on the left side. Might have gone to the well one time too often there, because Grants Pass was all over that play, and they knew exactly what to do, and they stopped Rundle. So a timeout called on the field. It's going to be 4th and 3 with just 3.5 minutes to go.
The clock is the Lava Bears' enemy. This is a tough, tough decision by Craig Walker. If you do punt it away, if you kick it away, you may only get the ball out to the 50-yard line, and the Grants Pass High offense has been doing fairly well on the ground, chewing up the time. However, if you go for it here and don't make it, you most certainly give 3 points, if not 6, back to Grants Pass to put the game completely out of reach.
Well, while we talk about the play, let's talk about the weather with Dave Jones on the sidelines. Dave?
Guys, it has effectively just stopped raining here, but the breeze has picked up. The Bears are moving into the wind. Now, this field is very slick. It's very damp, and the footing is a little bit tricky. Adding to that, the temperature is dropping. It's very cold. This is not good football weather right now. But as I said, the Bears are moving into the wind, but the rain has stopped for now.
All right, David, let me ask you, what do you do on 4th down right here? Do you go for it?
Absolutely. 3:30 left, 4th quarter, you're down by 1. Give it to Rundle.
No, Dave Jones has spoken. We'll see if Craig Walker agrees. They're going to go for it, it looks like, because Hanson is still in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Lava Bears maybe try to lure Grants Pass off sides, maybe with a hard cadence, a hard call, and then if they don't get it, maybe just kick the ball away, take their timeout or something like that. We'll see. 4th and 4, we'll set the stage for you from the 13-yard line. Lava Bears down by a point, 14-13, with 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. So the defense came up with the biggest play of the night in stuffing Tom Martin on that 4th and goal. Now it's time for the offense to one-up the defense with the play of the night. Can they do it right here?
What they need is some of those lucky pennies to work their magical charm for the Lava Bears.
See if they do it. The handoff is going to be to Rundle. No, Hanson's going to keep it. Hanson throws. It's complete to Rob Sauter for the first down. You gotta love that offense. Hanson's first completion of the night. It comes with a game on the line.
Hey, I want to talk big time about Jace Hanson right now, Mike Smith. You talk about intestinal fortitude. The kid's 0 for 5. He rolls to his weak side. The right side has to throw across his body. No problem. Game on the line. I'm making this pass.
And you can see the rain coming down. The ball's got to be slick. Dave Jones just told us the Bears are going into the wind. And Hanson threw a perfect pass. Rob Sauter made the catch, went out of bounds for the first down, and the drive is alive. The Bears are alive. Folks, that play right there took some major guts. And Jace Hanson did it.
Jace Hanson, you're a stud.
Yes, you are. Mike Rundle, play action to Rundle. Hanson got a man right open. This could go. Oh, he's got a tough man to beat. All the way down to the 19-yard line. Leah Broughton, of all the people he has to outrun, it's Parker Lane, the 100-meter champion. But Leah Broughton made a great play, and Jace Hanson made a great throw. Oh, my goodness, Jerry, I love this game.
We watch this replay. You're going to see Leah Broughton lumbering. Leah Broughton on that play was so wide open. He did the correct thing. Just watch the ball into your gut and make sure you make the completion. But after that, there was no way in heck Leah Broughton was going to run away from Parker Lane. Look at this. He's like, oh.
Well, I'm glad the officials didn't throw a flag on Nate Fuller. That would have been one of those touchy in the back blocks. Meanwhile, back to live action, Rundle gains about 5. What can you say about Jace Hansen? 4th and 4 from way back on his own 13-yard line. The game on the line, Hansen completes a pass to Rob Sauter, his first completion of the night. Then he comes back and hits Leah Broughton for a gain of about 68 yards. Unbelievable.
I can say great things. I can say magnanimous. This kid was rolling. He wasn't even set when he threw the pass. He was rolling out to his left and threw a strike to the big Leah Broughton, lumbering down the field trying to elude
Give us to Sauter. Give us to Sauter. Right up the gut. First down, Lava Bears on the 3. Oh my, this place is starting. Punkunnel Stadium is rocking right now. I don't know if you can hear it, folks. This place is loud.
Well, and what's important now is earlier I said the clock was the enemy of the Lava Bears. Right now, it is definitely an ally. Whether they kick the field goal or go for 6, if they do score, it leaves very little time for the Cavemen to mount a comeback.
2:18 and counting. If you're a Bear fan, you'd love to see 3 dives up the gut to Rob Sauter and have him knock it in the end zone. With 8 seconds to go in the game, I'd love to see it.
0 would be better.
Well, that'll work. Lava Bears come to the line. 1st and goal from the 7. They got a flag down.
Penalty flag on the
Might be too many men on the field for the Cavemen or delay of game.
Delay of game against the Bears.
That's interesting because you could see Jace Hansen looking to the sideline. He couldn't get the play called in. He couldn't hear the coaches, didn't know what the call was, and that delayed it. It's still going to be 1st and goal from the 9, so that's not a backbreaker. Makes it a little bit tougher.
I run the same play that got him the 1st down on the deep end where he rolls to his right and throws to Sauter.
I said 1st and goal from the 9. It's actually from about the 12-yard line now. Under 2 minutes to go. The Lava Bears down a point, need to get something here. Hansen, Rundle, right side. He's got some room. Can he get there? Gets to the outside, and he's tackled on about the 4. Stays in bounds, so the clock will run. 1:34 and counting. And watch Mike Rundle sneak around the outside. Folks, it's an unofficial count. But we have Mike Rundle for 242 yards tonight.
Well, and if this game is decided by the field goal here, Mike, what an eerie feeling for the Grants Pass Cavemen to be knowing the clock is ticking down with a field goal separating victory and a loss.
2nd and goal from the 4. 1:10 and counting in the ball game. Bears down a point. They need something. Give us to Sauter up the gut. He's going to get 1 or 2 yards on a good second effort by Rob Sauter. Dives down to the 2. The Lava Bear coaches now on the sideline. You can't see them at home, but we can see them. They all raise their hand to signal timeout. Then they put their hands back down. It was like, no, not timeout. Let the clock run. 50 seconds and counting. Well, now we get a timeout by Grants Pass. With 48 ticks to go. 3rd goal from the 4. What a great game. Game of the year. I told you this would be the game of the year, and I was right. This one's a dandy.
Mike, you usually are right. And I'm going to ask you a question, reverse things a little bit here for you. If you're the Bend High Lava Bears, whether you run or pass or whatever your choice is on this play, how important is it that you get the ball back to the middle of the field so Caldwell has a clear shot at the field goal?
I think that's a nice idea. I think it's more important to run the play that you think is going to be most effective regardless of where it leaves you. I understand your point, but a field goal at the high school level is not a sure thing. If I'm in college, maybe I plan for strategy like that. Well, folks, if you've enjoyed this game, and I certainly hope you have, wait till you see next week, Redmond and Mountain View. Cougs are going to be driving north on Highway 97, about 16 miles, heading up to Don Rich Memorial Stadium on the campus of Redmond High School for the cat fight. The Panthers and the Cougs next Friday night at 6:45. In the meantime, we've got 48 seconds to go. 3rd and goal from the 2. Lava Bears down 14-13. If you like high school football, it gets no better than this. We'll see what happens. 2 backs in the backfield. Sauter at fullback, Rundle at tailback. Jace Hansen under center. Handoff is going to go to Sauter up the middle. He won't get anywhere. Maybe they were playing for the field goal, Jerry, like you said. Go up the middle to keep it in the middle of the field.
Well, but the problem is, Mike, that's not the middle. He's on the right hash mark. And for a right-footed kicker, this is going back across your body.
Now, if I'm Craig Walker, if I'm settling for the field goal here, I take the delay of game.
Absolutely.
Take the 5 yards back, give Chase Caldwell a better angle at it. Bears going to call timeout right now with 23 seconds to go in the ball game. 4th down and goal from the 2. I have watched Craig Walker coach at Bend High for 11 years that I've been living here. He's been at Bend High longer, but I've been here for 11 years. And every year he does something that surprises me. For example, 4th and goal from the 2 with 23 seconds left. Watch Chase Hansen put the ball in the air. It wouldn't surprise me at all knowing Craig Walker.
Well, what I'm searching for now, Mike, looking at the Lava Bear huddle, I'm trying to spot number 41, which is Chase Caldwell, to see if he's even in the game.
No, he's not in the game.
Well, it's
and his
fourth
holder, I can see his holder on the sidelines even.
Well, but Mike, this is 4th down.
I
Why?
understand that.
A field goal wins it.
I was just telling you, it's Craig Walker. This is not your normal high school coach.
Now, granted, this is not an IMC game, so it won't hurt you as far as league standings are concerned, but this is guts. This is high school football at its best, ladies and gentlemen.
Folks, we're going to shut up and just let you watch and listen.
Actually, timeout Grants Pass now. I think they're a little bit surprised that Caldwell's not out there either.
Yeah, well, maybe the folks at home are disappointed by the timeout because they're thinking, finally, Smith and Killian are going to shut up.
That would, yeah, and Armageddon will also come about the same time, but.
So the Cavemen do call timeout, and like you said, Jerry, no doubt they were surprised by that. They had to see what kind of formation the Bears were in, and now Chase Caldwell is sneaking out onto the field. And I suspect now you'll see the field goal team. Sure enough, here they come. Chase Caldwell, number 41, with the game on the line. He's a 5'7" senior. He plays on the soccer team as well. That's him, 41. He plays on the soccer team. He's an outstanding defender on the soccer team. And he's got the ball game on his shoulders and on his right toe right here.
Well, after the game or next week, I certainly hope to be able to ask the question of Coach Walker, why the change?
Well, I suspect it wasn't a change. I think he went out there to see what Grants Pass was going to do. If the formation wasn't perfect, take the timeout again and bring the kicking team on. I think it was a strategy.
But Grants Pass called the timeout, not the Bears.
I think Walker was planning to call timeout. If they got up to the line, he would have called timeout. That's my guess. As it is, fact of the matter is Chase Caldwell, game on the line, folks. We're going to let you watch and listen. I don't think Chase Caldwell could believe it.
I'm still not so sure he's convinced that did go wide right.
Well, it went over the height of the goalpost, and that's why some of the players thought it was in. The officials, though, have a great angle right underneath the post. They said it was wide right.
Really confusing because at first there was some delay in the officials' call, as if they wanted to believe their eyes that the field goal was missed from 7 yards. Lucky for the Grants Pass, they do not have a replay of their loss to Asheville.
Well, I'll tell you what. Craig Walker walked out on the field after that and went right up to one of the officials, and he asked the question. The official explained to him clearly, I stand directly under the post, and I look up, and if I turn to my left to watch the ball, it means it's wide. That's an easy way to do it. And Craig Walker didn't even argue. He turned around and said, okay, walked off the field. So I think Walker was satisfied with that call. Not happy about it, but satisfied with it. Well, that's how it's going to end, folks. Grants Pass will kneel down, and that'll be your ball game. And that will be the final play of the ball game, folks. We got a flag down. There's some hits going on, and it's amounting into not a very pleasant ending to this evening. You can see some of the Lava Bear players right in the middle of it. Jeff Wagner down there, Nate Fuller down there.
Well, that's a sure sign of just the ultimate frustration by the High Lava Bears. They wanted to try and make some miracle play on the ball, got a little overzealous. Flag was thrown. I'm sure you're going to see a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct.
And probably going to see some ejections as well.
Robert, why? Hey, why did you do that?
There's not much we can say, folks. It's tough ending to a great ball game, and if you're a Lava Bear fan, you're probably in shock like the rest of this now silent crowd here.
Well, everybody thought the field goal by Chase Caldwell was good. Everybody, that is, except the official who was standing right underneath it, and he has the final say in the matter, and he is correct.
You know, I've always considered that one of the toughest calls for a referee to make, standing directly underneath the goalpost and the ball goes over the goalpost beyond the height of the actual post itself, that's a tough judgment call one way or the other.
Officials trying to sort things out. And we'll have one more snap and then the game will be over. Technically, you don't have to snap the ball. The officials should keep the clock rolling because there was no timeout. But in the meantime, we're going to have all sorts of discussion. Bears will fall to 5-2 overall.
Still 3-0 in the IMC, Mike, and that's the important thing.
That's exactly right, as Jerry mentioned. This will not affect their league standings. Really unique situation for the Bears, too, in terms of their schedule. They play Newberry Park on Saturday, now Grants Pass. They go, by the time they play next Friday, it'll be 3 weeks between conference games. In the middle of the season, that's rare. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the officials should start this clock. Even with a penalty, it was a running play, there was no timeout. The clock should be rolling. And that's final snap. And that will do it. Folks, we'll go to a commercial break. The ball game is over. The final seconds ticking off. The Bears lose 14-13. Stick around. When we come back, we'll have your player of the game and some final thoughts. Well, the final score, the Cavemen of Grants Pass 14, the Lava Bears 13. It was a great second half effort by the Lava Bears, down 14-0 at the intermission. They came back and dominated the second half. There's no two ways around it. They marched up and down the field and put themselves in a position for that young man, Chase Caldwell. And I'll tell you what, nobody out here feels worse than he does. He's a very nice young kid. He's an excellent kicker, excellent soccer player, as we said. So a heartbreaker for poor Chase Caldwell. And I know that we saw, Jerry, just before that high-fiving of the opposing team, a number of Lava Bear players go over and give Chase a pat on the head and a hug. And so they're in this as a team. And they all know that that's not an easy job, and Caldwell did his best.
Well, and he gets the double whammy because obviously the ultimate frustration that he missed the game-winning field goal, but compound that by, I really believe he doesn't think he missed it.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. He thinks to this day that it went through, and I don't know either because we can't see from our angle. Again, though, we have to give the Lava Bears credit for coming back in the second half against one of the best teams in the state of Oregon and dominating the second half. Behind the rushing of Mike Rundle and the passing of Jace Hansen, put themselves in position for a victory. We're going to go to a commercial break, folks, and when we come back, we'll try to get down on the field and listen to head coach Craig Walker talking to his players, and that's something you'll want to listen in on. Stick around. Well, the Lava Bears mount a great comeback, but fall just short at the end. Our player of the game tonight, probably no surprise, Mike Rundle. By our count, 242 yards rushing, a spectacular performance by Rundle, did everything in his power to get his team in position for the victory. And Jerry, you also want to give out kudos to Jace Hansen, who really came up big near the end of the game.
Absolutely. The stats are going to show 2 completions, but 2 completions that meant everything to this Lava Bear team. And late in the fourth quarter, Jace Hansen stepped up to the mark, showed why he's going to be a leader the rest of this year and next year for the Lava Bears.
That's a good look at Nate Leobrighton, who had the big reception that put the Bears in that field goal range. Just couldn't get it done at the end, and we've been talking about it during the commercial, folks. We couldn't tell if it was good or not from our angle either, and I'm sure folks at home are wondering as well. We'll never know, but it will stand officially as a 14-13 loss for the Lava Bears. For Dave Jones on the sideline, Ryan O'Hare running the truck, Chris Hardy and the rest of the gang, and my buddy Jerry Killian. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Friday at Redmond High for the Cougs of Mountain View and the Panthers of Redmond. Friday night, 6:45. In the meantime, have a great week. Good night.